Welcome to Attic Continues, episode 144, a weekly podcast posted up every Monday in which we talk about video games and related topics. If this is the first time watching or listening to this show, I'm your host, Stafa. Danky Kang goes fast.
It does go fast.
He goes fast.
It goes very fast.
With me today, I got Ali, my brother.
What's up?
And I got Patrick over here. Hey, there we are.
Yep, no more Danky Kang.
No more Danky Kang. We got Patrick.
I don't know what to do with my hands.
I don't know.
I was
light my fire.
I was not told I'd be on camera. It's very interesting.
Well, surprise. Surprise. So anyways, we usually talk about video games related topics, for those that are new to the show. And this week's episode segments will include what have we been playing? And then our main topic is going to be on Gamescom. Gen Con? Gamescom? Gamescom. Not Gen Con.
Not Gen Con.
Gamescom. And then we're going to have some... well, before that, we got some announcements. Then our main topic is going to be Gamescom. And then after that, we got some news. Other news that's non-Gamescom related. And that should be it. No listener feedback. That should be it for the show. So, anyways, we're gonna talk about what we have been playing. And since it's been a while since you've been on the show, Patrick.
Oh no.
You wanna go first?
I suppose I can. I'm gonna have to at some point, right?
Yeah. But you have like this huge list of like every game ever.
Yeah. Every game ever.
You gotta cut that down, buddy.
Well, because I'm eternally broke, I don't have any real funds set aside for any new gaming. I typically just go back through my library and work on what I have. Currently, when I'm on the go, I'll play a little bit of Pokemon Y version. It's pretty fun. I don't think I needed to explain how Pokemon works. It's been out for almost 20 years now.
Pokemon.
Well, it's
That's pretty much it.
It's this role-playing game where you have to catch them all, and that's all I got.
Enslave these wild animals.
Yeah, training is murder. Fun, profit, murder.
Chicken fights.
Yeah, there's this. It's like legal cockfighting, and you get the kids involved, and you get the grandparents involved.
Yep.
It's good old family fun.
Exactly.
That's pretty fun. It's
Gotta
just
catch 'em all, Pokemon.
yeah. I'm not going to catch them all. There's something like 790 now.
790.
There's over 700 now.
All
I think,
in one game.
Somehow, yes. There are approximately, I'm going to say 600 that you don't want or care about, and maybe 5 or 6 that you can't even get in the States. But
Man, back in my day, we had like what 150, 150, something like that.
It was like
well, back in my day, they had 150 as well. I don't think.
Yeah.
There's not that big of a generation gap here, I don't
150.
think. But yeah, they had the 150, then they had what they had in like 70 or so, like 260 or something like that. Anyway, there are too many. There are a few that you really want, and then there are a couple that you're just kind of like, why are you even in the game? Why do I have to catch you?
Or do they still have like the exclusive, like you gotta have these and Y and these and X and?
Yeah, they do that. It's not as bad as it used to be because with the 3DSs being as decent as they are with the connectivity with like online and just with people across the room from you, you can actually trade stuff very easily now. The exclusives don't feel so difficult to get because I remember back when I was doing red, silver, and all that stuff. You needed the link cable, you needed a Game Boy, you needed 8 extra AA's to make sure your Game Boy didn't die. And you had to sit there. The trade took like 5 minutes to get one Pokemon through this mile-long cable, and then it'd get disconnected, and something would break, and you'd lose everything.
Back when I played that original Pokemon and I was doing the trading, trying to get them all, I was well, first of all, like everybody had Pokemon Red, like nobody had Blue because
everyone had good taste.
Because Charizard, yeah, it was Charizard, right? Not Charmander. No, Charizard was
Charizard was on the cover.
He was on the cover. He was on the cover. I mean, come on, a dragon that's flames. Come on, versus a turtle with like cannons.
Turtle Tank.
Turtle tank. But like,
or if you're
dragon.
If you're Japanese,
flames.
you got a large turtle plant. Yeah, green version had Venusaur on the cover. So
but
it's just
but still, like I had a neighbor who had Pokemon Red, and what I tried to do to at least get as many as possible was that I would start a game, and then I would. Well, first of all, I traded with my friend. I gave him all my best Pokemon, so I could start a new game because there was only one save file, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So I gave him all my good Pokemon, and then I made a new game, and then I got like each of the starter Pokemon.
right.
As soon as I get to the very first, trading center, I would give those to him, and then I would finally get all those back, so that I'd get all the starter Pokemon.
Oh man, I actually did that with my silver version because that was how I caught all original 150 Pokemon in Red. This is like 8 or 9 years after the game came out, and I got silver version. I was screwing around. I was like, I kind of want to get like the 3 starters. I want to get the fossils. I want to get all that stuff from the first series. I get them in the second game. About 3 days later, I finally got all my trading and my game playing done, and somehow I noticed that on my Red version I had the whole 150 roster. Spoiler alert, if you get all 150, you get a slip of paper in-game saying that you are the Pokemon Master.
Spoilers!
Yeah, I don't want to spoil it for you, but you don't get Mew.
Spoilers!
You can get Mew, but you gotta glitch the game like nobody's
Missing
business.
no.
Pokemon.
I remember I had
Catch 'em all.
there's that one glitch on next to Cinnabar Island where depending on how your name was spelled and the capitalization and stuff,
if
they
you
give you
walk
random
yeah.
Pokemon. Like I got a Snorlax and a Nidoking, and who cares because it's not Snorlax. Like level 250 or something like that, you go fight whatever you want to. It gets like 2 experience points and turns straight to level 100. Just buggy as all get out. It was like 4 attacks, 2 sky attacks, a water gun, and who cares? But yeah.
So, other than Pokemon, you want to cover another one of these games on your list?
So I'll still talk about Pokemon. I've already talked about Mass Effect the last few times I was here. Everyone, they either like it or they hate it or they tolerate it. I enjoyed it. I always like the campaign stuff, the multiplayer. It's fun when it's working right, which it's never working right. So how that goes. You'll be running through a room. You're the last guy alive, and you start shooting at one of the big boss enemies, and they have those little instant kill grabs, and it looks like it's going to do it, but you turn around and run away and get away from it, and about 18 seconds later, it picks you up from like all the way across the map and then stabs you to death, and then that's whatever, game's over, go home kids, you lost all that equipment you just put on your character, and then everyone else in the lobby's like, wow, that guy sucks, and they all just leave. It's like that. I desperately wish I could say that there weren't multiplayer experiences like that in the game, but it just seems like every time I go and do the Xbox 360 Live stuff, it's always just stupid crap like that, and it's like not even regular enemies. It's you're walking around, the boss shows up, they're supposed to do clear and obvious signs that they're about to kill you in one hit. They don't. They'll be standing there, or you're getting revived and you stand up and it just happens to step over you and walk on past you and then turn around and go, oh, by the way, hey, I'm going to drive a hand through your body. I'm going to, do the robot crush grip, use my kung fu grip with death on you.
Yeah, I've never played the multiplayer for Mass Effect, so...
Oh, you poor thing. It's an experience. I can't be the only person that has to experience it.
It's basically horde mode.
Yeah, it's like a horde mode. It's an interesting gameplay. Like it sounds kind of repetitive and stuff like that. I mean, yeah, you could argue that about a lot of stuff, but once you play it, it's actually interesting because you get to play as the different races and classes in the game and use all the different equipment. But yeah, I think I'm just done with that for right now. I had my fun with it, and I've been playing it pretty much nonstop for the last couple of months, and I'm kind of burned out. So I guess that turns me on to my next issue here, the Call of Duty Ghost. I said, please stop making these edition. It's I played.
Not gonna happen.
Yeah, it's not gonna happen. There's still too much money in that. I've played the PS4 version. I played the 360 version. I can say, who cares? They're both really bad. Like, I know you guys don't like Call of Duty a whole lot, but I will say that I've played more of some of the bigger ones. Of course, bigger ones, right? They say like Modern Warfare 2, World at War. I played a lot of Black Ops, Random Black Ops 2, then played this. I'd say the Ghost is probably the weakest out of all the games they've had in quite some time.
Black Ops 2 considered to be the best one right now, or? Honestly,
yeah, I could say that. In terms of the not like World War II first-person shooter, I could say it's probably one of the better ones out there. I liked it. It's just, well, I guess we could explain if you don't know what Call of Duty is. It's first-person shooter, USA.
Is it?
Chuck grenades at things. You answer the Call of Duty. It's just the weapons. They all feel super generic. Like there are like 4 or 5 different classes of guns. Yeah, they're all like within each class, the guns are like identical in feel and stuff.
Pew, pew.
Until you get to the DLC weapons, where you kind of pay to get some ridiculous gun that can span like 2 or 3 different weapon classes, and you get your 420 YOLO no scope camouflage for an additional $5 or whatever. And it's I don't know, the whole game. This game seriously just seems like a big mockery of all of the DLC and pay to win stuff in the previous Call of Duty games. Because just the guns that you get in the DLC, they're ridiculous. The camos you get, they're just pointless, and people buy them. Like they just lap it up, and
It's
they
like
keep
pink, green, and like I don't know, gold,
or
camouflage colored.
yeah. It's like that's
It's
real
just
tactical.
it's like I'm the brightest thing on this map.
Yeah, well, it's always funny to point out that in the multiplayer, it doesn't matter how hidden you think you are, because when you're like crawling through the grass and you're on your ground and dragging your gut through the dirt and stuff, all of a sudden something just goes, and you go, oh, what was that? You look at the kill cam, and there's a guy with like a machine gun from a mile away, and he looks over in your direction, and you see your character. He's just this big, nasty-looking blob of person like flailing around on the ground because they don't know how to animate a prone position movement.
Well, the thing is, like, not only that, but like at that distance, like the grass and stuff doesn't even show for them because it's like if they try to put the grass for their screen, it's at that distance it's like a lot of processing power. So you think you're hiding in the grass, but to this guy on the other side of the map, he's like, "What's this guy just like belly like doing the worm on the ground?"
And then not even
caterpillar.
And then who can forget, like on most of the assault rifles and stuff like that, they have these. Like the cheesy thermal imaging scopes, the point out, just point and shoot right here, kind of stuff. Like thermal imaging, that's
the
just
thermal on the radar.
Yeah, there's
everything,
this one where I don't remember what it's called. It's this one where it flips up and you aim at a guy. The rest is. But if an enemy shows up like anywhere on the screen, they turn into a bright shade of orange. Like they have a huge outline around their body, and you just go. Oh hey, I got points now, and then you wonder why people are getting like 40 and 50 points per match. It's like, well, it's just because they literally sat in a corner, they aimed at the middle of the map and just shot at anything that looked like it wasn't gray or brown. Which of course in that game it's like if something's gray or brown or green and it's moving, you shoot it. If it's gray or brown and green and not moving, you still shoot it because it's probably a guy not moving. Because it's just safe to say you just shoot it. You shoot at everything in this game because
happy camping.
Yeah, happy camping. It's great. It's good.
Right. I remember that time. I think it was the first time I played Ghosts at your house, and like this guy was like shooting, and I was over here like controlled burst and shot this guy in the dome, and he just like you just hear him on his mic.
Oh my goodness! Was that the I can't remember any of the maps again. They're all so generic.
Yeah, they're all generic.
It's like Brown and Bloom aside, it's like all the maps are just like generic, like future Mexico or future jungle or future what happened to this major U.S. city got hit by terrorists or something like that.
Yeah.
And they all just look identical.
They really do.
But there was that one map. I think it's called like Flooded or something like that. There's a hurricane going on, or there's a who cares, and there's a guy running up the stairs, and you shot the guy behind him, but you had another teammate that was shooting at him, but you took the kill, and you just heard, "Oh, come on!" over the headset. Yeah, it's just that's like every single match. I can't get away from it. It's like you genuinely get this notion that you are punished for trying to work with a team, or not use 420 YOLO no scope, mad hacks, skillsers stuff, and it's not fun. Like
the game's pretty bad.
It's not good.
Pokemon.
The community is even worse.
Yes,
I think that's what. I mean, honestly, if the game wasn't bad enough, the community makes it.
Oh, they've already
proven
proven that regardless of how bad the game is, Call of Duty's going to keep getting made. I think that like the game, I could tolerate some of the bland gameplay if the community wasn't just the way it is. I'll just leave it at that. If the community wasn't the way it was, it could be more intolerable. But that just seems to be the way of online multiplayer gaming anymore. Anyways, the communities are just starting to get really, really rough around the edges there. But
because people are jerks.
People are jerks.
They don't care about your feelings.
Welcome to TF2 Trivia.
It's like I feel like I'm sitting in a room of jerks here already. It's like,
What are the 7 wonders of the world? Move out of the way, I want to get out.
I'm a model, ban you. Okay. But
What country is this flag for?
Oh yeah, gosh.
I'm rank number three on my server. I'm pulling up noobs. I'll get up to rank number 1.
Alright,
Anyway,
Yeah. So I don't know, if it gets cheap enough, play it. But otherwise, don't play it. It'll never be cheap enough.
it will never
It
be
won't
cheap.
be.
If they pay you to take it, just politely decline. Take the money. They got plenty. Just decline the game.
Take the money, sell the game.
Yeah. It's like the whole game just seems like it seems like a big mockery of all of just the crappy stuff and all the old Call of Duty games. Like, again, with the multiplayer being as uninteresting as it is, just the bland weapon choices, the DLC, the multiplayer maps, all the maps that you get, they're all just junk anyway. They're identical to everything that's already in the base game. But yeah, don't play Call of Duty Ghosts.
Don't play Call of Duty Ghosts.
Please don't quote me on that. That'll probably be the most hits you'll ever get on this channel. Is this guy said don't play Call of Duty Ghosts? Let's go show him. No, my opinion.
That picture's like Skeletor. It's like ah. Anyway, my turn. Your turn.
Ali,
My turn.
what you been playing? You've been playing Crysis 3.
Yeah, Crysis 3.
You haven't played Crysis 3.
It's okay.
I really like Crysis 3.
I mean, it's probably because I'm playing it on console, and it runs terrible.
Oh boy.
No, listen. It's like consistently drops into like the teens in terms of frame rate. Okay. It doesn't look good.
Drops
Like,
down to tweens.
rough.
There's like graphical glitches. Like I was inside a room once and like the ceiling just like disappeared, and I was like, "What?" And I looked up and the ceiling reappeared, and I was like, "Okay."
It was aliens. It was the alien technology in your armor.
Is such a thing even possible? Yes.
I mean, it sounds like it's the version of the game that you played, though, because
it could
you
possibly.
played at my place.
Yeah.
Deleting.
When you came over, I was like, you gotta check out this game. This game that no one's heard of called Crysis 3.
Well,
No one's
the thing
ever
is-
heard of Crysis.
The thing is, it's a really good looking game on PC. You know, it's beautiful, but just the formula, like most of the formula, is just I don't know. I mean, I guess you could run in and just blast people, but the way I usually play games is kind of sneak around and like.
And you
then
can totally do
and
that
then-
against the guys, against the humans.
Yeah, you can sneak
Well,
around.
you could-
like
I was
everything
sneaking
they do.
around against the
You got the-
even the
you got the-
stalkers.
you got
I was
the
killing
cheaty
them,
suit.
dude, but yeah.
You just wear a cheaty suit and you're invisible to everything. And you walk up behind them and go, "Oh, hey, remember that tactic you used where I actually have to fight you?" Nope, R3, and then they're done.
I have like all my stealth skills leveled up, so my cloak lasts a long time if I just like crouch around and I'm over here like just shuffle.
I mean, like when I
Breakneck.
played it, I felt like I was totally able to do the stealth against the humans perfectly fine. Against the aliens, though, I didn't feel like I was able to do it as easily, so I just did run and gun.
Which aliens?
Because
there's the regular like troop aliens and then the stalkers that go around. Because the stalkers you can't like mark them on you can't tag them with your nano vision.
I
Whatever.
can't remember. It was just big and fast.
Oh yeah.
So-
those
so-
stalkers.
Yeah.
So that narrows
like,
it down to like, isn't that every single alien in the game?
yeah.
Okay.
Well, like.
So he had problems with every single alien in the game. It's okay.
Like against doing stealth against them, but like so I just did run and gun. I was like, okay, this is clearly what the game wants me to do. The game clearly wants me to alternate between run and gun and stealth, just so I'm not bored of doing the same thing over and over again.
It's at least easier to do run and gun in this game than it was in the original Crysis, because the original Crysis, like, you take like 5 bullets and then like your maximum armor was
like you're
depleted.
Mhm.
It was depleted, and then at that point you were
plus
just
you-
eating
you had,
bullets with your chest.
Plus-
Oh god!
Plus your powers are divided into like 5 different powers in that one, right?
Yeah, you can't really do upgrades in the first game. I thought.
Yeah,
It was kinda
you're
like-
gonna do upgrades and that sort of
In
thing.
Crysis 3, it's just 2 different ones. It's either power or stealth.
Well, no, you're thinking of armor.
Yeah, armor. That's what I meant.
Armor
It was
and
either
stealth.
armor or stealth.
And then sprint was just kind of built into it.
Mhm.
You just click the sprint button, and then you're like, oh, you're sprinting, And then jump was you hold down jump, and it's like, oh, you're jumping.
Yeah, but I mean, basically, they rather than having 5 different powers, it was either, okay, are you going to play this game stealth, or are you going to run and gun? And those are your 2 different powers for you.
I mean, I don't know.
Can we at least agree that it seems like the third game makes it a lot easier to play how you want to?
It does.
You said you liked the run and gun, or at least you felt like you had to do the run and gun, but you...
I like the stealth too. I like both ways, and I felt like it was making me alternate between the 2 whenever I went against different enemies.
So then at least it kind of changed up a little bit.
Yeah.
I mean, he's been, I've seen him the master of sneaking here, the master of unlocking necks, has been sneaking around, complaining about how bad the game is, and then stabbing a dude in the back and then saying, "Hey, we're done."
The bow was awesome though.
Sure, yeah. I mean, it seems like a ridiculously, I'm not gonna say like easy or difficult thing. It seems like a very unique weapon to use, which is a good thing to have some sort of uniqueness on top of everything else.
Because in 2, like you would lose your stealth when you start shooting, and then in 3 they give you the bow, and so that way you can still keep shooting while you're stealth.
Smart, so you can just Rambo around.
Yeah.
Just whomp him in the back with an arrow.
Be the hunter.
Well, the thing is,
not the hunted.
Those aliens drew first blood, not me. Even though you clearly in the first game did something to do something stupid. I'm sure.
The thing I don't like about the bow is like, oh, you could stay stealth with this, but like a lot of the times, like you'll hit someone, they're like, "Argh!" And then everyone's like, what was that? You know, it's just like, come on, I just shot this guy in the face. How is he still, screaming?
Well, if you're already invisible, they're not going to find you unless you're just.
Well, everyone starts like going on alert and everything like that, and it's just like, ugh.
I don't know. If I saw a guy's head explode with an arrow, I'd probably say there might be something fishy around.
Well, like it's like a guy.
This isn't Metal Gear Solid, Ollie. You don't see a dead guy and go,
no, it's like
I'm going to go back to taking a nap, and then they just walk back to the break room and
it's like
do
someone
whatever.
that's like isolated from like everyone else, and he's just walking around.
I mean, again, I think it's the version of the game you played, because I don't feel like I had that issue in the PC version. Like when I was taking people out with the bow, it was silent, and I was able to continue taking out more people.
Well, PS3 version of Crysis 3 confirmed for worst version.
Yeah.
Like I was in this, like near the beginning of the game. There's like this giant warehouse. You might remember. It's like not warehouse. It's like a train station. Like old abandoned.
Yeah.
There's like catwalks and stuff like that. And there was like this one guy in like just isolated by himself, in a dark room. No one could see him, and I shoot him in the back of the head, and he drops, and everyone's like, "What was that?" And I was like, "What just happened?" And then like people like, "Go check it out." So I mean, but they ended up doing like the thing, in like Far Cry 3 when the guy was like, "What?" and they all like kind of just went over to the dead body, and you just shot the next guy or dog.
Oh, like me and the dogs.
Yeah.
Taking out all those dogs because they just kept on going to the same.
I ended up being able to do that with all the people because it's like Team Bravo, go check it out, and it's like okay, and just like one guy goes, and then he's like, oh, what's that? It's a dead body.
He's not back. Send another guy. Send the fat guy flip flops.
Apparently, if you want to play any Crysis game, you gotta play on PC.
Yeah, I mean,
don't play the console version of Crysis.
Like, use the bow so you can draw people to you and then just bow them all down. Clearly.
I mean, like I don't think I had that issue with the bow. The issue I had with the bow. With the bow.
Bro.
The issue I had with the bow was that I had these extra arrowheads,
the shock one, the thermite ones,
and the entire game I'm like, I better save this for an emergency, and like I never end up using them just because the fact that you can only carry like 3 of them, right?
Yeah, there's like 3 each, and I only used a special arrow twice so far. I used like an airburst one and then like a super thermite one.
I think I used it like once or twice because I was like, man, I'm never gonna use these.
I wonder if it's going to have a moment at the end. Like, I wish that was something a lot of games would do where they have the item where you're like, oh, man, I should save this until the final boss. And then you get to the final boss, and it's like press X to Jason, and then you win. And then it turns out you end the game with this huge inventory of, like, one-hit kill weapons and stuff. Why not? I hope it has, like, a room where it's just, like a room where it's an army of those Scorchers or whatever.
All of this.
Yeah, and it's like, the only way to beat them now is use your bomb arrows. You don't have regular arrows because screw that. Just just whatever, just do it, and then it gives you like here's a big box full of them. Just keep throwing them out there, whatever.
Speaking of the boss, I feel like the boss was the worst part of the final boss was the worst part of the game.
That can be said about a lot of games too.
Yeah,
though. I mean, that's not an excuse for it, but that can be said for a lot.
Yeah, I mean, it was a really poorly designed last boss. I died a lot of times. It was not fun. I mean, there was a moment before the last boss where...
Was it bad because you died a lot, or was it bad because it was hard?
It was hard and it wasn't fun.
I saw someone play Sonic Unleashed last night, and that's kind of how I felt about that last boss.
What?
Was this like Sonic Unleashed tier boss battle?
Why are you playing Sonic Unleashed?
No, I'm watching.
Oh, why are you watching someone play Sonic
Unleashed? Because I'm so broke that I will watch someone stream Sonic Unleashed. Okay,
come on, watch someone play something better.
There isn't.
Sonic 2006.
Yeah, I can watch Sonic 2006 if we're talking about better.
We gotta draw the line somewhere.
I mean, there's a moment in the game where like
is this a spoiler? Are you unveiling?
I mean, like.
I mean, this game is only like 4 years old now. Are you gonna spoil this?
The Alpha Ceph.
Is it really gonna spoil? Yeah, like you
kill the Alpha Ceph.
No, that's Alpha Ceph is the last boss. But there is a point where like the other Ceph think you're the Alpha Ceph. Or like you disguise yourself as the Alpha Ceph. Either you become it or you something like that.
I am the Alpha Ceph.
But like you become really powerful.
I am Prophet the Alpha Ceph.
So they stole it from Time Splitters Future Perfect when you're breaking into a base dressed up like the enemy. I get it.
No, it wasn't like that. It's like not only you're
you were the Harry Tipper. I get it.
Like you pretty much controlled the enemies because like they were fighting the humans for you.
So all of a sudden you became RTS.
And you became no, but you're also like really powerful at the same time. That part was actually really cool. It kind of reminded me of like Riddick. You know, in the end of Riddick, in the end of Riddick, and there was like another point in the midway through Riddick where you like get really powerful. You know what I'm talking about?
Were you ridiculously powerful?
Yeah. Like at the end of Riddick where you're just mowing through everyone.
Yep.
You know, like I think more games need to do that where it's like here's a part where you just have fun, just massacre.
No, you're not allowed. You're not allowed
just
to have
say video games never have fun. You're supposed to learn. You're supposed to learn things from them.
I think that's just.
That's right. You can't have anything from this except giving us money.
I feel like that's just really good. I mean, like it's a way to keep pacing well. If like every once in a while you just go boom, kill everyone, you know, rather than just make the game hard the entire way. I mean, you obviously don't want the entire game easy, right?
I think I'd rather have a scene where all the enemies show up and you try to settle your differences via communication and killing them.
That's Deus Ex.
Sean!
So that's about 4 different endings in Deus Ex, right?
Sean!
What's Sean?
The ending to Heavy Rain, where there's a glitch where you can just keep pressing the button to say Sean. And so like even when the I can't what's the name of the main guy in that? Not Sean. But like as the girl's getting chased by the villain, like
Detective John Kimball,
they're climbing up the ladder, but like you just keep mashing the button, and you'll see like Sean pop up in the.
Yeah, I forgot what the other kid's name was because all I remember was Jason.
Jason.
Oh god! And then when he finally killed the killer, and the guy's falling off, he has the gun pointed at me. You see him go, Sean! Like, man, he's really bent out of shape about that kid.
So you got anything else on Crysis 3?
No, not really.
You don't like it?
The worst free game he's ever played.
If I play it on PC, it'd probably be better because it just like honestly one of the biggest gripes I have is just the performance. Like it's already not that great looking because they just try to mash everything in, like every graphical effect they can possible.
Mm-hmm.
But like they even have an option to turn off like lens flare because like they're super ridiculous. Post-processing
because lens flare in general is stupid.
Well, it's just like it drops the frames like 5 more frames than normal. So like you turn that off and like just turn down the settings a little bit. It's already garbage looking. Just make it run good.
Please turn off Battlefield 3
unless you have like really thick glasses, like lens flare does not happen in real life. You know.
No, it does.
It does.
You don't know.
It does.
It does.
It does. See,
I stared at the sun once. Literally everything would turn into a sprite.
Why would companies like Crytek and every other company in the world do that on video games then? Like when I get
That's
out of a
hilarious.
pool, Staffa, I see water run down my eyeballs.
Don't give me any of these. We don't want cop-outs like that.
What-
That doesn't
what-
happen in real
when
life, or
I-
that's just the companies being lazy to cover up graphical issues. Come on now.
When
Come on.
when I jump from a high level and land, I get strawberry jam all
Yeah,
over
sorry,
my
yeah,
eyes.
exactly. You take this marmalade and rub it on your eyeball.
I know. The other day I was shaving, and I nicked myself, and there's a dispenser on the razor to shoot jam all over my face.
Mm,
And I think
delicious.
I'm glad that companies nailed that. That's the
And then everything became monochromatic.
Yes, I suddenly became very colorblind.
And you could
And
My breathing was
you could
just
hear
so
your breathing.
heavy. Everything slows down. It's the most inconveniencing thing. I was late for work that morning. It was terrible.
Like, I just don't understand that stuff. Just turn it off,
It's
turn
just-
it down.
just like real life.
If sometimes I'm trying to do the hacking thing and it's like at 5 FPS and I'm like, what is happening?
Just gotta turn off that Battlefield 3 mode, bro.
Dude, I wish, man. Hey, especially those dust speckles. That's something that is beyond me as to why people implement that. It's just
Battlefields are dirty. We have a lot of Battlefield games out there.
apparently
Not like
apparently people's eyeballs are dusty. You need some of that.
everyone's you see, Ollie, you're not the only one with special lives. Everyone can see life at 34 trillion p. So even just like microscopic stuff right now, you're just bathed in.
Have you
everything
guys
right
seen
now.
the infomercial for the HD glasses?
There we go. Maybe soldiers. It's a tough economy, and we cannot afford these new glasses. You got to use the old non-HD glasses.
I
Sorry,
posted that
guys.
infomercial on my Facebook status like a few years ago, and one of my cousins was like, "Oh wow, that's really cool." I was like, "This is this is a scam."
It works like that. I swear. I swear that's what Battlefield is actually. They are banning people for. It's that dirty little secret because it gives you the extra edge
Mhm.
because you can actually see your targets. now.
Yeah. Man.
Dangerous.
That's enough of that.
I don't
Alright.
think Ollie likes Crisis 3 anymore.
So let's
I don't
move
think he
on?
wants to talk about it.
Yeah, we move
Let's
on.
move on. All right. So one thing I want to talk about real quick.
Well, you didn't
before I
talk about what you were playing
Yeah.
at all.
Yeah, before I'm getting to that. I'm
Okay,
getting to that.
okay,
One thing I want to talk about real quick before I talk about what I've been playing. Something I watched. Batman Assault on Arkham, which is a DC animated film that is the sequel. It's like it happens after Arkham Origins. So this is tied to the whole Arkham Asylum trilogy, or well, I guess there's 4 games because there's that Blackgate game for Vita
Yeah.
and 3DS.
Well, there's
Well,
Yeah.
it also came out on the consoles too.
no. It's I guess the main. It's a trilogy, but they don't include Blackgate or Origins. That's what Rocksteady says. But you're saying they include Origins in that movie, right?
It happens after Origins.
Oh, it happens after Origins.
Yes,
So it's not a trilogy then.
because at the end of after the
Like
credits,
Star Wars.
after the credits of Origins, they mention they pretty much hint the Suicide Squad, and then this movie is about that. It's about the Suicide Squad
Why would you create a Suicide Squad?
Yeah, that's not funny, man.
because the Suicide Squad is basically a team of criminals.
You train them to commit suicide.
Well, the
The
point
harshest
is
criminal.
the point is that
Learning
they
how to do
are
stupid
like
things in
highly
this film.
trained, or at least highly skilled people that will go in, and if they die, who cares? They're criminals anyways. They're expendable.
Or maybe they are
Are
an
they the
elite group.
Expendables?
They're an elite group of villains who are trained to go in and tactically talk people down from doing things that they might regret. Suicide Squad.
Suicide Squad.
See, I don't like this. I don't like this bad rap you're giving these guys. You call them villains. You call them insane. They're helping people.
I didn't call them insane. I said they're villains.
That's still not very nice.
Some are insane. But anyways, so I mean, just want to talk about this real quick. I thought it was pretty good. It mainly focuses on, like I mentioned, the Suicide Squad. Batman is in it, voiced by Kevin Conroy. He's in it for a little bit. Like he's in the beginning and he's in the end.
For as much as I could pay him. Probably.
Well,
He says nothing throughout the whole thing because it's just like grunts and ouches and.
the point is though, like it's a Batman film, but it's supposed to focus on these, these other characters that aren't Batman.
I don't like that. It doesn't have enough Batman in it.
I mean, I thought it was pretty
every
good.
Batman
It was like the closest thing to a protagonist for this film was Deadshot, because he was pretty much the leader of the group. Yeah, he shoots.
He was a ninja, wasn't he?
No.
Oh.
No, Deadshot.
Was he like a Mexican wrestler?
He's a sniper that shoots ninja stars.
Have you played Origins? Because he's in Origins.
When the ninja stars hit
game,
someone, it does a suplex on them.
Okay, Deadshot is basically like
Sniper Wolf of the Batman universe.
Sure. Well, I was gonna say like Bullseye.
He's like Bert from Tremors.
But Bullseye just uses whatever he wants. Like he'll throw darts and stuff as well.
Kill people like straws. He killed someone with a peanut in the Daredevil movie.
Did he?
He is that hardcore.
Deadshot was throwing darts in this animated movie too.
Oh, well.
Ooh, I don't know if he's.
The whole point of Deadshot is that he doesn't miss.
I think he's
okay. Same with Bullseye. Bullseye doesn't.
Can
miss.
he throw spaghetti like?
Yeah. What if he is it
raw spaghetti?
Betty spaghetti.
Raw spaghetti.
Raw spaghetti.
I don't know. Stop asking me these dumb questions.
It needs to be warmed up.
I was trying to go through this.
That would be more impressive to me. Because if you can hit someone with raw spaghetti, or like take like one of those sheets, like lasagna sheets, and throw that. If you kill someone with that, you got my respect.
I was trying to go through this quickly, but you guys are asking too many dumb questions.
Inviting me is always a bad idea. Just so you know.
Anyways. It was pretty good.
It was pretty good.
It's pretty good. I'd recommend it. The only thing that I'm kind of I'm not really sold on their whole like pseudo anime style that they've been doing lately. Because if you watch any of their animated films, have you guys seen any of them? Any of the DC animated films?
None of the recent ones.
I've watched. I don't know. I don't know if that was DC. I mean, I don't know.
Was it Batman or Superman?
Well, yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't know if there's like different teams though, like that do them. I watched like what was it? Batman.
It's DC.
Origins. Okay, sure,
it's
whatever.
DC. I mean, if it's Batman, it's DC.
It could be Warner Brothers.
Warner Brothers owns DC. But anyways, like Pokemon. If you watch any of their stuff, you'd know that they've changed art styles a few times. Like Batman Under the Red Hood, I really like that art style. But like lately, their latest like 3 or 4 animated films have used like the pseudo anime style, which looks really weird.
Super kawaii.
Because it's like
Batman, am I kawaii?
It's trying to be anime.
Robin with no nose and like these gigantic eyes underneath they're like bulging out over the tops and bottoms of the mask. But yeah, I don't. Yeah. It's sorry to cut you off like that. But anyway, I think it's just because a lot of animation stuff costs a lot. Doing like computer generated stuff now is a lot easier. But I don't really watch it. Is there like a lot of CG stuff on that, or does it just seem like it was all like pseudo anime? Okay, well then maybe it's just
it's cheaper to draw. Like animes.
They probably like hire like Korean studios.
If you're just drawing like a triangle and a couple circles for a face, you can do that for like 100,000 hours and be fine with it. But if you're actually trying to do like super detailed stuff, yeah, that would cost.
It's pretty detailed.
I mean, it could either come down to cost, it could come down to just maybe the artist working on it.
In fact, this was it was actually really bloody too for DC.
But Batman doesn't kill people.
Suicide Squad.
But they're keeping people from doing suicide.
People's heads blow up.
Oh.
But yeah.
Maybe they should try harder to stop it.
Yeah. But like what I wanted to talk about as far as what I played Bionic Commando.
Was it the original one, the rearmed?
All of Bionic Commando. No, just
goodness.
The remake.
All the Commandos.
The remake.
Oh, the remake's cool. Yes. Rearmed, I think it's called.
No, it's
not called anything.
No. Sorry, not the remake. The reboot. That's what I meant.
Oh, the 3D one?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
No,
yeah.
Stop.
This was like 50 cents
that's not funny.
At GameStop for PC. It's 50 cents for GameStop at PC.
It's 50 cents too much.
And
they should have paid you for that. Did you get a copy of Ghost with that while you were at it?
No.
Sweeten the deal a little bit.
First of all, okay, this
Oh, here we go.
game's made by Grin. Are you guys familiar with Grin?
Yes.
Oh yeah, no.
No?
No.
Like they made a bunch of games like around 2005, 2006, 2007,
Mhm.
and like pull up their logo real quick online, and then screen share that. But Grin, they were like a Swedish studio that made a bunch of games in one period, but then like went bankrupt after. Yeah, there you go. They went bankrupt after like that Bionic Commando came, didn't do well for Capcom.
Can't imagine why they would have gone bankrupt.
So they kind of yeah,
Screenshots.
there you go. Yeah, they made a lot of games for quite a while, and they did them really quick too. And so the first thing you see in this game when you boot it up is this logo, Grin. All right, and then when the game starts, you see some like fighter jets. All right, and the jets on the front have that smile on it, the Grin logo.
Why?
And you don't just see it once, but you see it again once they start flying the jets. Like at first I was like, okay, that's a clever way to like sneak your logo in. Okay, you're gonna keep it in there. All right, thanks. Thank you, Grin. We get it. But yeah, beside that, the game is pretty dumb. The best thing about the game is the swinging. Have either of you guys played this game?
Yeah, I tried to.
You tried to?
I tried to.
You like the swinging?
It works out decently. It worked out a lot better than in the original game. Yeah.
Like I think the swinging was really cool, and if they made a game focused more on that.
Is it sort of like Spider-Man?
It's been a while since I played a Spider-Man game, but like you have to aim at what you're swinging at, and you press the left trigger to like grapple onto it, and it works really well. I think it's really fun just swinging around, but the problem is the combat. Combat sucks, especially once they introduce those big dudes. Did you get that far? Where like these guys with these giant shields.
Or did you not even remember? I started it and then I played it for like 20 minutes and I couldn't do it to myself anymore.
Yeah, like it gets worse once you get to these dudes with giant shields.
It gets worse.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
And ammo is very scarce in this game. I don't know why. It's not a survival horror game, but ammo is really scarce, and I never have enough ammo to take on these giant dudes with giant shields, and you have to shoot them in the back because they got glowing, like the dudes in Halo. The
hunters.
I guess.
Jackals?
Yeah, the big hunter. You're talking about
the big energy shield. Yeah,
the hunters.
No,
they have the big.
No.
You're talking about
the small guys.
Not the small guys, the big dudes.
Oh, so the big guys would be the hunters.
Yeah, they're basically just like them. You have to shoot them right in the back, and you have very limited ammo. And the best ways to take them out is to use grenades, because the grenade will like stick onto them and blow up, and it takes like a third of their health. And you only have 3 grenades.
Oh,
so
cute.
if you're going against 2 of them, you don't have enough grenades to take out both of them.
Make them count.
Make them count? They don't count. Like I had to redo a section so many times, just like make sure I was able to get through. And when you fight against those guys, the area is sealed off. Like it has those Devil May Cry doors that will not open until everyone's dead.
And walls.
Yeah.
Because like Devil May Cry, it's like you got this big demon-looking wall.
Yeah, like you have this
There's this demon aura. You gotta beat these demons to open the door, like a demon door.
So it's just such a like the way how they give you so little ammo. The combat's not fun.
That is odd that they would give you ammo like that too. Because I don't think the Bionic Commando, or I do not think that Bionic Commando ever had like any sort of ammunition counter unless it was a special item.
Yeah.
Like,
I don't think
why
so.
would they do that?
And like,
have you played the other Bionic Commando?
The Rearmed? Yeah, I beat Rearmed.
That's good.
Rearmed is good. I like that one quite a bit.
You should have just replayed that.
Yeah, just get rid of this one.
And like the level design's so bad too, because you have like such a narrow area to swing, because there's these blue fog clouds that's radiation.
Demon walls.
No, not demon walls. It's because you go in and then like this radioactive sign starts blinking, and if you're in there too long, you die.
Oh, Return to the Combat Zone. Okay.
Yeah.
That's
and
cute.
it's like
That's always fun.
And they're like, hey, since you have your bionic arm, radiation's more dangerous on you
That
and
doesn't
stuff
make sense.
It's like, but like, how come there's like a wall of radiation here and a wall of radiation there, and like I'm in the middle of radiation? There's even a wall of radiation above me too. Like that's not how it works.
The Russians.
Moses.
They did this.
Moses.
Exactly.
Part of the radiation sea.
And then you have like these floating mines, like just floating in the air, and like you overhear two guards explain why these mines are floating. Like one guy's like,
Why are these mines floating?
Exactly. He's like, why are these mines floating? Oh, it's so if
They're bionic mines.
like if aircrafts fly through, it'll easily take them down.
What about commandos with robot arms?
If aircrafts fly through within this 30 feet area above us,
Yeah, exactly.
they'll hit it.
It's so dumb. Oh no, like I also the game crashed on me like 3 times.
Video games.
Yeah, and I deleted it. I was like, this game's dumb.
Should get a refund on your 50 cents.
50 cents. Adam paid for it.
Adam should get his refund.
Because I was gonna pay with my credit card, and Adam's like, "What are you doing?" I was like, "I pay with plastic, bro." So he paid for me. So I was like, "Okay, whatever."
Hey, you did a true American Heroes job getting rid of that game. I wish there was a medal we could hand out for that.
I mean, like the thing is though, the swinging is just really fun.
Oh, definitely.
If they designed the game better, it could have been a cool game. If they just made it more.
They
on the
redid
swinging.
everything that wasn't the swinging.
Yeah.
It would be better.
Yeah. It's like it's a great game if you ignore X, 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 X,
Yeah.
X. And if it's just this one part, if it's just the swinging, just have a swinging game. It'd be like Flower, where you just have one stupid thing that you do the entire time. You just swing everywhere.
I mean, like
Maybe
make it like a platformer. Focus more on the swinging.
Why not be a true bionic commando and have bionic arms and legs, so you can just grapple to everything all day? Have a bionic head. Just grapple all stuff.
You reminded me. Because
sorry.
he has a bionic arm, he is so heavy he cannot swim. That's their explanation. So like if you are in water, a little meter pops up that goes by really fast, and you have to get out immediately or you die because he cannot swim. Like I was in water that's literally as tall as him, so it's like 6 feet deep of water, and he's like, and then like I had to like grapple out.
So
Fingerless glove meter is depleting rapidly. You need to find more fingerless gloves, or else he'll die.
his arm is too heavy, but they couldn't have said like it's not waterproof or something.
Now they could have put flotation devices in. It could have been like a big what's that like? Just like this one gigantic water wing. It's like you pull on something, it just pops up, and all of a sudden you're safe.
Nothing in this
No,
game
it's just-
makes sense. Like their explanations are so dumb. I mean, they deploy him into this war zone, and they deploy his arms separately.
So you're just like a one-armed guy running around, like, I hope I don't get shot today.
Exactly. Like they launch him through like this like pod, and then they launch another, and they send them both in different places. So then you come out with only one arm at the beginning of the game. You played the beginning of the game, right? Yeah.
Well, your arm's too heavy. If you hit the ground too hard, you might die.
Commando, we're sending you into the battlefield. We'll be sending your weapons through certified mail. It'll take a couple weeks.
And then you have
Talk about showing up unarmed, right?
And then once you get the arm, you have a flashback to his training, and in this flashback, he looks like how he looks in Bionic Commando, the original game, the NES game.
Did it consist of like 32 pixels or something?
No, I mean like his design.
Okay.
And during this training, this training flashback, you have all these moves that you can do that you cannot do after the training, and then like they explain it to you on the radio. They're like, oh, since you've been out of commission for so long, don't be surprised that you can't do certain things that you were able to do before.
Yeah.
Something dumb like that. Like,
your arm gives you amnesia.
Armnesia.
Yeah.
They should have called it that. Just find out Armnesia. That would have been a better Bionic Commando.
So that's their explanation as to why you are gaining abilities through the game rather than being able to do it right off the bat. And it's just dumb. Like this game has issues.
Oh, I just
First
remembered how to
grade.
grapple.
That's like first grade game design issues right there.
Just imagine if you had a robot arm like that. You look at it and say, "Hey, this looks like a thing. I can use the thing now, right?" No, you don't know how to. But it looks like the. No, you just don't know how to. Amnesia, bro. And then it's like,
look, I want to use my grapple to pull this thing near me. No, you have not learned that yet.
You don't know how to do that.
Exactly.
Look,
Exactly. That was so annoying. I was able to do this in the training. How come I can do it now?
That was a move, wasn't it?
Yes.
Because I figured
Yes.
it was. I figured it
Yeah,
was.
I could do that in the training, but I could not do it like after the training.
Look, there's this weapon over here I
And-
want to grab. Nope.
And
You
it
can't grab guns.
It
You don't have a.
would have been useful when I ran out of ammo, but no, the game doesn't want to give me ammo, and it doesn't want me to beat these big dudes with melee either.
Mom's
So,
spaghetti.
yep, mom's spaghetti. So, I'm done with Bionic Commando.
Let's move on.
Let's move
We
on
spent
with
way
our
too much-
lives.
Spent way too much
Yep.
time on all this.
Let's talk about something a lot better than Bionic Commando. Like, it's much more worth the money than the 50 cents.
It won't cut off your arm.
Yeah, it won't cut off your arm.
No, it won't.
It's DreamHost, and if you don't know what DreamHost is a web service that they offer unlimited storage, unlimited bandwidth, user-friendly interface. They're also optimized to use content managers such as WordPress, which is a very popular one, and also Content5, which is works pretty well. Not the best, but it's pretty good. Does its job, and many more features. All that just for $8.95 US a month. And if you use the promo code OUTOFCONTINUES, that's one word. No spaces, just out of continues. It will waive the setup fee and get you a free domain registration. So that is much more worth the money. I mean, I use DreamHost.
They don't drown you. Because
Yeah.
it's not so heavy that it will drown you.
Yeah, it doesn't make
exactly.
excuses as to why you can't do things.
Yeah, exactly. Check out DreamHost.
We're sitting here talking like we know what's going on.
I
It's like,
can't let you do that, Dave.
All right, so let's talk about some announcements real quick. First of all, if you use iTunes, please leave an iTunes review. It would really help out the show. If you leave an iTunes review, it's one of the single most helpful things you can do for the show to help spread the word of the show, because a podcast that has iTunes reviews, even low iTunes reviews, it gets more hits than a podcast with no iTunes reviews at all, because iTunes, Apple pretty much goes by a weekly basis as far as the iTunes ratings. So if you're able to leave a review, please leave a review. If you have already left a review, or if you cannot leave a review because you don't have iTunes and can't sign up for it, then the next best thing you can do is share the podcast on Facebook or Twitter. Tell a friend about the show. That's definitely a helpful thing, and helps expand the community. So that's one announcement. And the second announcement, if you've listened to the show for a while, you probably noticed that I did not mention Tech Podcast Network in the beginning of this show. And that's because, unfortunately, I decided to leave Tech Podcast Network, so I'm no longer going to be plugging them anymore. I don't have any issues with them. It's just I feel like my show probably did not match the audience of Tech Podcast Network, since the majority of the podcasts on that network are tech-related. They talk about weekly tech updates and stuff like that. I don't think that my gaming-related show meshed well with that audience. So being with them for over 2 years, my podcast has not grown through Tech Podcast Network. So, I decided to leave them.
Yeah.
It's not hurting me to leave them, and it's definitely not benefiting me to stay with them. So we're looking into joining a different network, so there will probably be an update there. But as of right now, we're no longer with Tech Podcast Network. Like I mentioned, nothing against them, just didn't benefit from them. And that's it as far as announcements go. Let's go into our main topic. Talk about Gamescom.
Gamescom. It's not Gamescon. It's com.
That's what I said. Gamescom.
I'm not telling. I was telling the listeners.
Gen Con.
Gen Con's different.
Gen Con. Gamescom in Gutenberg, Germany.
No, what? So ethnocentric.
Guten Tag, Germany.
It's Cologne, Germany.
Cologne.
They smell good or something. I don't know.
Cheap cologne.
I just want to say I didn't know Gamescom or Gen Con were going on. He sent me a message last night right before I went to bed, and he's like, "Hey, you want to talk about Gamescom?" Okay. I can be negative about things I hear about really quickly. Sure.
All right, so let's talk about some things that like stood out to us as far as Gamescom. The first big thing that I think both of us heard about was Rise of the Tomb Raider.
Yeah, because I watched both the Microsoft and the Sony conference.
I didn't watch any of the conferences. I just pretty much waited for the highlights. Well, not highlights, but pretty much,
The Microsoft one,
announcements.
Microsoft one was, I mean, for the most part, uneventful. They did cover some indie stuff that was, I thought, interesting.
We have
But
all
like
the indies.
the only,
I thought Sony had all the indie
like
games,
other,
too.
they
All
have
of them.
a lot more.
Like
all
this.
8 of
All
them.
Yeah. Will
Um,
they really be indie anymore if they get bought out by a big company like that? I don't. Or is it becoming a genre? We're in a very interesting time now. This is all very meta. I'm an indie game studio. I just got my contract with Microsoft and Sony.
I think that's
Okay.
a discussion on its own because
Yeah, that's.
I mean, like the word indie technically means independent, and
technically, Valve is.
Valve is in.
But their quality, their products.
I mean, like one of the games we're going to be talking about on here, and the trailer says an independent game.
Yeah.
Oh, good. I'm proud of them. Just had to put them out there. It's like I don't care. Just give me
Well,
the game.
we'll talk about that later, but Rise of the Tomb Raider.
Yeah, they that was probably, I think that was the biggest thing they had, which I don't know. Like at first they were like, I think it was Phil Spencer. Phil Spencer said, it's exclusive to the Xbox One.
Holiday 2014.
For the holiday 2015. 14.
This year.
Yeah.
This holiday season.
Eventually.
So, yeah, and then.
So, like, everyone flipped out.
Yeah, I gotta say, I saw some of the Twitter outbursts from that, and it's just, I don't understand how you can get so mad about a game that you know that 90% of the people that are complaining probably aren't going to buy or play anyway. Like, why would you get so upset?
A lot of people that were complaining, like, especially on, like, the Facebook page for Tomb Raider, that was, I like that page because I like Tomb Raider.
Mhm.
And I saw a lot of people reply to them saying, hey, I played Tomb Raider on PC, hey, I played Tomb Raider on PlayStation, and now you're excluding me from buying this game, and,
Oh,
da, da,
you
da,
poor
da.
person, seriously.
So, but, like,
I feel bad for you.
the wording that they've been using is exclusive this holiday 2014. Like, they never said exclusive by itself. They always said exclusive this holiday 2014.
Yeah.
And also, Phil Spencer said that we did not buy Tomb Raider.
Okay, so then it sounds like it's not going to be a permanent exclusive.
Yeah.
Then.
He said
So-
he said it had the deal has a quote has a duration, end quote.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean,
So-
that's happened before. There have been a few other games that have been like that. Obviously, like the Mass Effect series, it was supposed to be Xbox exclusive. They eventually released it on PS3.
Well, the
gosh,
first
what
one was actually published by Microsoft, and then after that it was EA.
Yeah, so then EA got in and they did whatever with it. But I mean, so it's not the first time that the
Yeah.
company said it's exclusive to this system only.
Yeah, so
and then later it's just like, oh, by the way, it's
Dead Rising
only- it's
3
only
and
temporary.
Rise.
Yeah.
like the thing is, like, when the CEO of Square Enix, I think, was explaining it, like, he explained it so poorly that everyone was flipping out
Right.
because he basically said, oh, we're not excluding our PC and PlayStation fans because for them we have the Lara Croft and the Temple of Osiris coming out, and it's like, yeah, and
no
and
thanks.
basically he was saying, oh, we got big money bags from Microsoft.
So you could have this puzzle game instead.
Yeah, well, I mean, like the Lara Croft game, the Guardian of Light, that one was awesome. I love that game. It was really fun.
I didn't get into
So
it.
I'm excited for Temple of Osiris. But like the fact that Square Enix said one thing and people flipped out.
Message
Then
was
the next day Phil Spencer had to fix it. Be like, look, there's an expiration date to our exclusivity.
Yeah, I think it was pretty silly that people were just flipping out so hard about this. It's just, I don't know. I think if they just wait for all the official confirmations on stuff like that, I mean, it's just silly to me to seem to get so bent out of shape about something.
The message was
like
just
those.
bad in general. It was not clear. I don't think, because when it was announced during the conference, I mean, a lot of people are hearing this. Like not a lot of people are watching the conference. It's like people that just relay the information, on the forums or whatever, 4chan or just Reddit, that sort of thing. Mm-hmm. So a lot of it's like the game of telephone where you hear one thing and then something else is actually being said. So
and, of course, with people like some people on like Reddit, 4chan, stuff like that, if there's one thing they're known for, it's being very reserved and they keep their opinions to themselves about all this stuff. They don't. Yeah, they totally just don't immediately fly off the handle and start crying for
/sarcasm.
Hashtag
YOLO.
YOLO swag.
But
Justice for Tomb Raider.
But I mean, the thing is from what
Tomb Raider sell 3 times as much on PlayStation than it did on the Xbox consoles?
I think on PlayStation it was actually 4 times as much.
Well,
I think.
You also got to remember a lot of people that played the PlayStation version were also the ones that played the PlayStation Tomb Raider
I mean,
ago as well.
Financially, when you first think about it, and when you think of it as if it were a full exclusive, which it doesn't. People are like, that doesn't make any sense because it was so successful on these platforms. Like the PC and PS3 ones sold a lot better than the Xbox ones did. So people were like, that does not make any sense. What Square Enix? What are you doing? Type of thing. Because
maybe Microsoft gave them enough money to make it worth their time to make it exclusive for that time.
That's a lot of money that could be spent elsewhere, I think.
Well, there's one thing big companies know how to do. It's they know how to spend a lot of money in all the right places.
Yeah.
I agree with you though. I think it is the right choice for Microsoft to try to get games, but it's you can fund a studio, make a first party game,
Mm-hmm.
That's what I think.
We need a sequel to Viva Pinata. I want it on Xbox One. I'm not going to buy an Xbox One or a PS4 for that matter, but we need a new
Phantom Dust.
We need a new Viva Pinata.
That's gonna be awesome. Phantom Dust. So, anyways,
just whispering in people's ears right now.
Phantom Dust.
Phantom Dust.
We'll talk about Hellblade now. All right, so Hellblade. I thought it looked really cool. Have you guys seen the trailer?
That was like a CGI trailer, though.
But I thought it was a really cool CGI trailer. I mean,
I thought it was going to be Heavenly Sword too, to be honest, because for some reason Ninja Theory has this thing where they design
Did you see it?
Going in dry.
Look
it up on YouTube. Hellblade, one word.
Let's see. Make sure we don't have anything funky on here. Okay.
But one thing to note about the title itself is that hell is an antonym to heaven, and blade is a synonym to sword. So heavenly. So a lot of people, people are speculating it is a sequel to Heavenly Sword, but the thing is, Heavenly Sword is owned by Sony.
Oh man.
And so I don't think they can make a sequel to Heavenly Sword, on their own, because in the trailer itself it says an independent game.
Yeah.
Which is okay, thank you trailer, thank you for telling us it's independent. But
I usually don't care about CGI trailers. I mean, it looks interesting.
I think it looks cool though. I mean,
it's a woman with a sword and the things are
the demon thing was breathing with a bag on its head.
It was like skeleton, I think. It was like a decaying body.
Whatever it was cool.
But I don't know.
Another thing that's noted is that Heavenly Sword was more of an Asian-inspired theme, and this is more of a Celtic-inspired theme. Which I'm not too familiar with Celtic, but
it's Western.
That's what people were saying.
I think people just want to say it's Celtic inspired.
Well, the words on a sword.
Oh, I didn't even pay attention to that.
It's got moon runes on it. It has to be Celtic.
One word was hell, and
the other one was blade.
I don't know. Like I was watching a video on IGN where this lady who knew some Celtic, she was like, I'm pretty sure that first word is hell. Not sure about the second word. Might be blade.
I am very pretty sure that it might possibly not, or might totally mean this word. I am Celtic.
But I thought it was a cool looking trailer, and I like Ninja Theory's work. Other than Heavenly Sword, because of the 6-axis controls, ruined the game for me. But I mean, I liked Enslaved. I liked DMC Devil May Cry. I liked Heavenly Sword other than the motion controls. So I think this is going to be pretty cool. I'm excited for it. You got any thoughts on it?
I try not to. I mean, like I got hyped with the Phantom Dust CGI trailer, but I try not to. Like CGI trailers usually don't.
Well, what do you think so far, Patrick?
I think it's an independent game.
You think it's an independent game? Other than that,
it looks pretty spoopy.
Now this next game.
Well, he's still watching.
I'm still trying to. I got 50 seconds.
Yeah, he's got a few seconds.
Okay, well, I'm not even gonna bother. It looks good. I mean, of course, again, you guys are talking. This is just a little pre-render from an independent company.
Yeah,
mind you.
For an independent game. It's an indie. All the indies.
It's from Indianapolis.
So what do you think about that?
It looks neat. Would I play it? I don't know. Have they even explained what? Have they explained what type of game it is, or is it?
When you have a CGI trailer, you don't know.
Yeah, I suppose my issue.
Well,
I suppose this would be an issue with a lot of conceptual stuff too. Is like they introduce a concept, and you're like, oh, that's cool. What kind of game is it? It's a video game.
Considering that all of their previous games have been hack and slash action games, I'm pretty sure this is gonna be another hack and slash.
What is the?
You mean like Bethesda made Oblivion, and then they turned around and made Fallout 3. I
mean, like
they turned from an RPG into a. I can't even say it.
The thing is, like, what is the appeal? Like, what is the thing that they're trying to grab the player with? Because if it's
a cool story,
if it's just
they've had cool stories. I mean, they do really good motion capturing.
Well, that CGI like it doesn't really convey much. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, you're getting the sense that you don't really know what's happening.
Your mom doesn't convey much.
She doesn't. You don't know. Mom, what time are we having dinner? Just whenever. What do you mean whenever? Just come whenever you like.
Hey, don't tell about my mom like that.
Welcome to Continues. This episode is about family issues. I'm your therapist, Patrick.
All right, let's move on. Let's move on.
Please.
While Steph and I talk about this, pull up the trailer for
Wild.
Pull up for the Tomorrow Children, actually.
The Tomorrow Children.
So I think
I don't even think I saw that.
The Tomato Children.
That looks. I think that looks awesome.
I don't know. I don't really like tomatoes.
Okay. It's made by Q Games. The guys.
What do they make?
I enjoy video. What exactly is the
no, not Pixel Junk. Like the shooter game and the racer game. What are they? What are their names called?
Polyphony Digital?
No. Pixel Junk Shooter, yeah.
Pixel Junk Shooter.
You said Pixel Junk and they said no.
I don't know why.
Pixel Junk and they made that shooting game.
Well, because I was thinking of Eden and I was like, is Eden? Yeah, they make
in another future. Here's another thing. We're trying to figure out what's going on.
It's a lot better with the music because it's like straight out of like USSR.
Oh, okay.
Like it's very communist themed. It's pretty great. It's like we work together, we live together, we die together.
Are you saying that communism is a great thing?
I'm saying that game is
commie.
Yeah.
So what's the third-person shooter?
I don't know. It's they show like some gameplay looking things.
There's a giant Gamera looking creature with a bunch of like very, very strangely detailed tanks shooting things at it.
It might be sort of RTS.
Where are the one-hit knife kills, and where are my kill streaks?
Call 911 now! But So are we gonna go to Wild next, or are you guys just
Well,
gonna
we're
watch
watching this Tomorrow
you
Children
impatient
thing.
human being. I am still learning.
So why are you excited for this?
Well, first of all,
He's a communist.
I've
clearly.
loved Q games. I enjoyed all of them. The only one I didn't really play much of was Racer.
Racer.
Yeah.
That was kind of lame.
Because Race, I mean, it was very
Rudimentary.
Yeah, it was very rudimentary, but like the skill curve was like way too steep because like it got really hard really quick. So I mean, I played all the
wooden old man, dude.
Yeah, that wooden old man is really creepy.
So I think this is their first 3D game, right?
This is their first 3D game as a company, but the guy from the main guy from Q Games, he's been doing like 3D games is where he started, you know. He started 3D games.
But this is Q Games' first game.
Yeah, this is Q Games' first 3D game.
First 3D game.
It's not the lead guy's first 3D game though. But I guess they wanna take Q Games.
This seems
their
like the Joe Danger dudes going from Joe Danger to what's that game called again? Brain fart. Space game.
No Man's Sky.
Yeah, No Man's Sky. Yeah, Chex Quest.
Okay.
Yeah, this is like from Joe Danger to Chex Quest. It's like the same type of, like
they get out of their comfort zone.
Yeah, this looks really different from what they've been previously doing.
I mean, it seems sort of.
I'm not even too sure what type of game that is. I don't know what I just saw.
Looking at that footage, it's like it's another game where it looks good, but I'm guessing that's because it announced my trailers.
I don't know why I need to be excited about this game.
They showed gameplay.
What was the gameplay? I don't understand what the gameplay was.
We know some gameplay mechanics.
We know you shoot Gamera. You shoot a large turtle creature with your clearly
that wasn't Gamera.
Analogies for communism, firing useless balls of failure at this large Gamera creature.
There was gathering, there was building, there was like fighting,
which is cute, but it doesn't show how you control that. It doesn't show what the like. It just shows oh, here's a bunch of little peons hammering on stuff.
Is it RTS?
It looks sort of RTS.
Is it?
Did they say it's an RTS or like is this like a big multiplayer thing where it's like have 1,000?
You guys are just being obtuse for a reason.
Hey, you gave me the same thing about Hellblade.
A CGI trailer doesn't tell much at all. It
doesn't
show
this.
This didn't tell much either.
No, that shows there's multiple units. There was gathering mechanics, there was building mechanics, and there's fighting.
But how do you do it?
Well, you see Hellblade, it had one character. You see there's at least a one character mechanic where you play as one character.
I mean,
just outside looking in, this does look like they show it like some kind of what they're trying to do, but it doesn't show how you play it, like how you control it. It's just a bunch of little weirdos flying around, and I'm sure if it was volume, they're probably speaking something similar to like Russian Simonese.
Is this like
Gamera,
Brutal Legend? Is this like StarCraft? Is this like what is this like? I don't understand.
Maybe it's like Overlord.
Is it like Minecraft?
Maybe it's like Overlord.
Overlord. There you go. What
Halo
is this
Wars.
Like? What
It's like Halo
what do I do with my hands?
You light my fire.
The mic handled real good. Okay, well,
see, you can't give me that with Hellblade. Then
there was more shown in the Tomorrow Children than Hellblade,
but it's more confusing. Hellblade's obviously gonna be a hack and slash,
No, you're assuming.
It's definitely gonna be.
No, you're assuming.
It's definitely
confirmed.
Confirmed.
You're assuming.
You heard it here.
You have
heard it here.
Heard it here first, folks.
Heard it here.
Confirmed by Stoffa, because we didn't say anything. If anything happened to us,
Confirmed.
Confirmed. That's like double confirmed. That's like double secret probation confirmed.
Yeah. Let's talk about some more stuff.
Please do.
Let's talk about Wild.
I'm gonna look up Wild. Please tell me. I hope it's Wild Wild West. Here's Jesse J.
Look up
try Wild
Gamescom. Yeah. So you saw Wild, right?
Yeah.
And is this going to be just PlayStation, or is it?
I don't know.
Should I be getting really mad and warming up my Twitter to start just exploding about how this should be? Okay.
I have no idea.
Now, while
It's on your head,
I
just so you
thought
know
it
that.
looked interesting, but at the end of the day, I don't think I'll end up playing this game
I don't think so.
because
I'm confused as to what exactly. From what they said, it was like an MMO survival type of thing,
yeah,
and you could be any creature you want or something. I
you
don't know.
you could be the bunny rabbit.
It's
You
like
could-
Skyrim with bunnies. Right.
and like basically you've got maybe it's like an ecosystem type of thing.
So like from what I gather, it's supposed to be like Rust or DayZ or all those other games.
I'm getting from the trailer. It looks a bit kind of like The Witcher almost.
No, it's
Not as like gothic, but it seems like that kind of setting where you have like high fantasy kind of stuff going on. So it's just gonna be like another like high fantasy MMO type deal.
It's like high
Where you just
fantasy
forage
survival MMO.
Forage for like the
Well, actually,
lampshade of obscurity
Did
or
they
whatever.
show any sort of magic?
Sure,
they
second show that
show
gameplay.
they show giants.
I showed giants.
They
so
show
just-
a giant fish and a
And
giant
some fat guy shooting at a bunch of
tree
pigs.
lady with horns.
And there's a catfish.
Yeah, giant fish. The part that I found the most interesting was the part where the dude comes out of the mud. I thought that part looked really cool because the mud was covering the dude. You can obviously use the environment.
Dog, you have a pet.
Use it as like
pet to die confirmed.
camouflage.
I think I would rather have. I think I'd get this just for the pet because you have pets.
You could be the pet.
Yeah, you could be the pet.
You can be the animals.
You could. I guess you could
And-
do whatever you want, to be honest.
And this is made
This-
by the dude who made Rayman.
Rayman confirmed
Rayman.
for social justice.
So this is also another huge departure. It's following a trend here. He's going from making
They probably feel more comfortable going to like, because they could probably this will probably come to PC, to be honest. Maybe these developers see this opportunity of like an easy hardware which they could port to multiple platforms and be like, okay, I could try something new without going absolutely broke.
yeah, so since they don't have to do stuff like the PS3's Blue Cell
The
Shade,
cell processor,
Nano
and the-
Machine Sun.
Well, because like the Wii, the 360, and the PS3 all had different processors.
Yeah,
and
now that
even,
now that the next gen stuff's kind of similar,
yeah,
they they don't have to feel like they make those massive leaps and bounds to make
yeah.
a game for each thing. I think you want stuff like Skyrim where the PS3 version, every time you walk into the water, you have 4 different layers of code arguing, so the game just crashes as a consensus. I don't know, it looks neat. It's
Yeah, I mean, like, I haven't tried, or I'm not even interested in even trying those type of survival online games. Like Rust, 7 Days to Die, all
DayZ,
them,
yeah.
DayZ. But like, I think I'm pretty sure this is supposed to be one of those types of games, but this looks more interesting than any of those games because
Well,
all those other games
are like modern type settings. Well, where you could like eventually get guns and
like,
stuff like that.
like
This is
those
like,
those are trying to be like Minecraft but better graphics.
like Minecraft with guns. Sort of.
Minecraft with guns.
They already
What
have
was that game called? Ace of Spades?
That game's
Yeah.
actually kind of cool. It's annoying.
Isn't
but
that
it's
game
kinda cool.
really glitchy?
It's not good.
But yeah, I mean this definitely looks interesting. That's the most I can say about that. Let's move on.
Move on to Quantum Break. You put this down.
Did you watch any of the Quantum Break gameplay footage?
Yeah, I did. I thought it was like Max Payne on roids, pretty much.
Some people are saying that it looks like Alan Wake, but with time manipulation. The
art style looks sort of Alan Wake-ish.
I don't want to compare this to Alan Wake, and I don't want to compare it to Max Payne either. Like because it just seems like it's its own thing,
Well,
similar to how Alan Wake was its own thing and Max Payne was its own thing.
Well, if those games are out, you can't really, you can't. It's easier to describe something by making it analogous. It seems like, at least from the character models and like just the setting, it's kind of Alan Wake-esque.
Yeah,
it's not to say it's going to be an Alan Wake game.
The
but
visuals look like Alan Wake.
Skip like maybe a minute more.
But the actual gameplay mechanics of time manipulation
Come on.
is like Max Payne. And I say it's Max Payne on roids because Max Payne, you just gain like bullet time of where you slow down as well to kind of like fine tune your aim or whatever. But this, you actually control the time yourself, so you could.
Well, like, I mean, a big thing with Max Payne is the diving.
Well, I just saw a guy.
I think that's a huge thing.
I just saw him. He got the gunplay, and I saw him shoot like 8 rounds at the guy, stop time, then run next to him. All the bullets flew through the guy, and then he was fine. I don't know. Is that what this is? Or are you some sort of Crime Stopper? Do you suck bullets up into your gun?
Basically,
no, I think that might be a glitch.
You can stop time completely, or you can stop time in like little bubbles. Like I think he's gonna do it a few times to this dude he's shooting at. Like you pretty much shoot like these domes of like right there. You see it? Like this
you could
confined area of time being frozen.
If you slow down time on a wide scale, you stop time in a specific area, like that little bubble thing you mentioned.
Time punch.
So
time punching
when he does like this little run thing, like it looks like he runs really fast. That's basically him slowing down time, and everyone else seeing him basically run like a blur, just because that's
I think it looks really cool when he runs from one cover to the next.
And you get like this deform, like that deform effect that it shows. Yeah, it looks really cool.
And then the boss fight at the end. Well, first of all, I kind of thought, man, this is so cliche.
Yeah.
Big guy with
shield, front
wa-
shield, and machine gun, and rockets, and
two of them.
Yeah.
But I mean, like other than that, like I thought it was really cool how they were able, like time was completely stopped during that boss fight.
Yeah.
And there was time manipulation within the stop time, and like things got even more deformed as they were doing that, and I thought that looked really cool. I mean, overall, I'm excited for this game. I have not played a Remedy game that I did not like. Well,
they make good stories.
Yeah, like they're kind of what's his name, Sam Lake. He's kind of like Hideo Kojima in a way. He has some crazy.
Except his stories aren't really that convoluted.
Yeah.
His stories.
Yeah, he comes up with crazy good stories, not convoluted. And
he doesn't have 3 hours of gameplay and 4 hours of him explaining the gameplay.
Because if you look at Max Payne 1, 2, and then Alan Wake, I mean they're all really solid titles.
Yeah, the only one I didn't really care too much about was the Alan Wake American Nightmare, which was just
DLC or expansion.
It was not. It was a standalone Xbox Live Arcade game. That eventually came out on Steam.
It was exclusive on Xbox Live Arcade.
Yeah, for a while.
Exclusive.
Well, I mean, Alan Wake was exclusive on Xbox to begin with.
The full Alan Wake didn't the full Alan Wake not come out on?
The whole thing's on Steam.
It came out on. It was both of those were exclusive.
Oh, I know.
They both came out on Steam.
I was doing that whole exclusive thing, when we were talking about Rise of the Tomb Raider.
Yeah. I mean, it's the same deal.
I wonder if this will be exclusive.
They self-published on Steam. So I'm assuming they'll do the same thing.
Every single other Remedy game has come to PC.
Yeah. And they also did a really good PC port of Alan Wake. Like you boot up some games and you go to the graphic settings and it gives you like resolution and that's it.
Yeah, because it started off on console and then
graphics on, graphics off.
Like their graphic settings has everything.
They've always been solid developers. I feel like that was the same thing on PC as well. Like it started off on PS2, I think, didn't it? Or did it come out on PC?
I think it came out at the same time.
Oh.
I don't know. It was really close, but
I mean they're good developers. Regardless,
I'm excited for this game.
Yeah. I mean I don't have.
Will not be surprised if it comes out on PC, but I think this game looks really cool.
Yep. So next thing is so Sony announced they were talking about their PlayStation firmware 2.0, and they talked about some features. I don't know why they want to save talking about that, talking about some of it later. But one of the things they talked about was SharePlay. So basically, what you could do, like with the PS4, you could stream your gameplay and stuff like that. With this, you could basically pass the controller to like a friend that's watching. Or you could even what they describe as online local co-op. or online local play. So like if a game has local multiplayer mode, you can do that local multiplayer mode with them, like basically connecting to your stream. So like
So basically, they're streaming the video output from your
PlayStation. They don't need the game. Like they don't need a bot or whatever. And you just do the share play feature. Yeah, they have the stream up.
So it's basically like the PlayStation Now service, except rather than their servers, it's your PlayStation.
Yeah, and you just it allows them to, like, if for example you're struggling through a section and you want to just have your buddy's like, hey, I could do this for you. Would you like me to give it a shot? And like, okay, and pass the controller, bro.
You tell them no.
No,
man.
Yeah, tell them no, man. You won't beat the rest of the game.
You think I'm some dirty casual?
If you can't beat the first boss, you're not gonna beat the rest of the game. Come on now.
Well, anyway, but like I think it's neat that they could also do like the local multiplayer features as well, kind of like split screen. I mean, it is split screen. It'll still do the split screen stuff, and you'll both get the same feed. So it's essentially you give them that video feed, but they could also, if they have the controller, they could put the input into the game as well. So it's really cool, in my opinion.
That's pretty neat.
Related to this, Ubisoft clarified their whole play with friends on Far Cry 4 without them owning the game.
Yeah.
Like they pretty much said that you get 10 like friend keys or something like that.
Yeah.
That's what they call it, like 10 friend keys that you can give out to 10 different people. Can't be the same person. So you give out to 10 different people, and then they can play for 2 hours without owning the game.
Yeah.
That sounds pretty fair.
Yeah, I mean it's
versus them just like taking the entire game for a run, but
yeah, I mean it's like a 2-hour demo.
Yeah, I mean a lot of people are like, oh, that's dumb and that sort of thing. I mean, because like when we did first hear about it, it sounded a lot better. Like you could just kind of.
Oh my god!
Well, like you could just. Well,
I don't have to pay for video games. Yeah.
We could have one person pay and 8 people play.
Well, I mean it was. They were saying it was limited to co-op, so like that's a way to get that's a way for people to play. But if they still like if they like what they're playing on the co-op, they'll probably go out and play it. But I mean even with the 2-hour limit, that's pretty fair in my opinion. And the share play thing, so they limit it to 60 minutes per session, but you have unlimited sessions. So basically, it's to prevent people from sharing the game with someone on their friends list and then stepping away from their PlayStation, then like the other guy just keep playing it.
So basically, like as soon as the session ends, you can make a new session.
Well, yeah, as soon as the session ends, like the game owner has to reinitiate the session.
Oh, okay.
So you can't just go away and then like let the person play through a whole game
it's basically DRM.
Yeah. I think it's fair though. I mean, because
it just seems odd to me. Cause why the heck would you play the game through someone else's system if you already dropped all the cash for a PS4? Why wouldn't you just
buy the game?
Just buy the stupid game.
Buy the game.
I mean, if you could like say if you wanted like just to give it a quick shot, say, hey, buddy, how's the game? Let me play it. I think you do that, but that'd pretty much be the same thing as a demo, I guess.
Yeah,
I'm just confused about the whole 60-minute limit thing.
Obviously, this is not going to work with Metal Gear Solid 4 because they're going to be watching one cutscene.
You mean 5?
And then
any of them, really?
Yes, they're going to be watching one cutscene, and then session's over.
Well, at least they finally have a system powerful enough to process uncompressed audio as the game's running. So then it only takes about 20 minutes for all of it to install per chapter, versus the entire afternoon.
Yep.
No, if it was Metal Gear Solid 5, they'd be able to beat the entire game in one session.
Well, from the current Metal Gear Solid,
ground zeros.
Yeah, from the current Metal Gear Solid offering, it'd be like 30 minutes. Hey, you want to beat it again? Yeah, sure. We got another 30 minutes. And then
all right. Let's move on.
Moving on.
Please,
move
please
on.
do.
PS4 hit 10 million units sold to consumers.
It's over.
That's
Microsoft
impressive.
and Nintendo are finished.
I think that's impressive. I mean,
Considering that there have been no major announcements for any of the next gen consoles that aren't like Nintendo's
Current gen.
Well, I mean Nintendo's. Yeah, you got. I'm sorry, my Xbox is still chugging along just fine. The 360 sounds like a tank.
You're stuck in the past, buddy.
I am a dinosaur at this point. Well, aside from the Nintendo stuff, because they historically do their
own thing.
They do their own thing. Like I feel like Microsoft and Sony both, like the Xbox One and the PS4, neither one of them have like games that would make me specifically say, yeah, I want that one over the other one. Like it's just, and then. The fact that I'll just say like we were joking last night, it was like PS4 hit 10 million units, fans still patiently awaiting games. It's like neither one of the current gen games or consoles have like any amazing new groundbreaking games. It's all like Battlefield 4, the next Assassin's Creed. The next Assassin's Creed is actually already coming out in the next couple of months, isn't it?
Yeah.
Most
like Killzone or Halo maybe like the Halo collection. That sounds pretty cool to me, but. Then again, it's still just like an HD
it's not something new.
I mean, all the updates they're doing with it are pretty impressive, but again, it's not something where I'm like, yeah, I'm going to go out and buy an Xbox One just because of Halo. Yeah, I'm going to go out and buy a PS4 just because of Battlefield 4.
We were talking, and you were mentioning, how you want to get a PS4 soon and all that, and I was like, I want a PS4 too. First of all, I need a job, but second of all, I want to wait for more games and a nice bundle.
Yeah, well, I mean, even when they first announced it, I would wait a year regardless, because that's how it's always been with any single console.
You gotta wait for the crappy versions to get done.
You gotta wait for all the ones that weren't built by a bunch of engineering grads at whatever college they got a hold of.
The Red Ring version.
Yeah, I mean, like
yellow lights.
You just have to. I mean, it was the same thing with the Wii U. Like a lot of people were like, "Oh, the Wii U's got a lot more appealing games now," that sort of thing. But it's been, it took them a year to even get something remotely decent on their box as well. Yeah, I mean that's how it usually is, because when like the first batch of games, they're almost always, comparatively speaking, not good.
Yeah, it's just the companies trying to test the waters with the new system and see what.
Well, yeah, I mean,
or they're like they're getting rushed into finishing these things so they can launch with the system.
I mean, not only that, but like the hardware, before it comes out, like it's constantly a moving target on what it's going to be, because they have like new development kits like every like 4 or 5 months until the thing launches, and then by the time the thing launches, they finally like 2 months before the release, they finally have something that's representative of a PS4 or an Xbox One or Wii U. So up until then, they've been, like programming something not exactly the same hardware, and things get glitches and all sorts of stuff, and you got games that run poorly. So,
or it's just a crappy port of a game that just got released on a 360.
Yeah.
Like The Last of Us. Like what? The game's not even a year old. Why would you remaster that? And then the PS4 version's worse than the PS3 version. Like I told you about the magical Joel floating around.
Yeah, there's a lot of glitches in that game.
I want a magical Joel floating around.
Oh no,
that sounds awesome.
It's amusing right up until you realize you can't move. You just rotate on an axis, but then there are no enemies around. You just spin
it's
around.
It's okay. I had full games come out. I was playing Max Payne 3 on PS3, and I tried to load a certain segment, and then I tried to skip a cutscene, but then because I skipped the cutscene, nothing loaded, and it's supposed to be like a on rail section when you're in a boat, and the boat just kind of, and then I just plopped into the water like this.
Man.
And I was just...
The best thing in Max Payne 3 is when you do a slow-mo dive into a bed, and then you pop some painkillers.
He does do that. He just...
You're like...
But, yeah, I mean, so... it's always safe to wait a year. And, I mean, a lot of... cooler stuff coming out in November area and spring next year. So it'll be a lot more worthwhile.
Since
than,
we're talking about some PlayStation, let's talk about the next thing on the list that we got on here.
PT?
Yeah, the playable trailer.
Yes. No, it's playable teaser.
Whatever.
PT literally, everyone was trying to figure out what PT meant. And then Kojima was just like, it just means playable teaser.
Oh, you got us good, Kojima. You trickster.
So, for those who don't know, PT was announced during the PlayStation conference as an interactive teaser for a new game. Okay, and everyone was like, okay.
No.
It's like, you could download it now! And then, and when people started playing it, they're like, wow, this is actually really good. Yeah, and it was pretty scary. I mean, I've played several, horror games and scary games. I've played, the first really scary game I played, I think, was probably Fear, and then Amnesia and stuff like that. And it's not easy to beat those games because they're quite unsettling. But
a skeleton keeps popping out of the closet. It's so spoopy.
But I mean, just watching PT, and it was like, that's not okay. You got to have this a lot of unsettling things. But anyway, so it turns out someone ended up beating this. They were 3 hours into this thing, and they're like, I think I'm almost done with this. And then they're trying to figure out this last puzzle, and finally they get to the very end.
So it's 3 hours long?
Well, you could actually complete it. If you know exactly what to do, you could complete it in probably about 45 minutes.
Well,
So it's a demo, let you play it until completion.
But
Yeah.
I mean, the average length.
Yeah, average
if
length.
you don't know what you're doing.
Average length people were playing at was 2 to 3 hours.
2 or 3 hours. That is not a teaser.
It was pretty long.
And then the final puzzle was a jigsaw piece. It was 2 massive pieces. It was Kojima's smug face
Hold on.
saying, "You
Hold
right."
on. Hold on a second. Let's rewind real quick. This free teaser that's 2 to 3 hours long is free, but then you have Ground Zeroes that is 1 hour long.
How much did you pay?
30,
How much was Ground Zeroes? How much did that game cost?
It cost like $30.
It was 30. Yeah, 30.
I mean, you got
bucks, I think.
30 minutes of gameplay out of it. They expect you to keep playing that over and over and over and over, and then say,
How-
"Oh, that was so fun."
What is wrong with this world that we have?
It seems like he doesn't really want to do Metal Gear Solid anymore.
What is wrong with this world?
I think he probably just wants to make a movie and get it over with. He's already tried it at least 4 or 5 times. He just needs to go ahead and make a movie and say.
So okay, let's. I just
Anyway.
want to get that off.
Anyway,
let's go back.
Anyway, this person beat the teaser and walked through the final door, and it turns out that it goes to a trailer for a new Silent Hill game called Silent Hills, and it's
hills.
Yes, multiple hills.
another hill.
Ground Zeroes.
So
Zero.
it's being made by Hideo Kojima
Phantom Hills.
and Guillermo del Toro, and also it'll be starring Norman Reedus.
Yes.
He's known for The Walking Dead,
Durrell.
and also
Cool.
he's also known
Cool.
for Boondock Saints, which is much older, but he was in that
He's,
as well.
he's more known for Walking Dead.
Yeah, he's more known for Walking
As
Dead.
Daryl.
I don't know how to feel about them dragging a famous name into this because I don't know. If Kojima's learned anything, it should be that dragging a famous person in and using their voice and using their likeliness for a lot of things just makes it seem kind of, especially when they're known so well for something else, and then you hear their voice and you're like,
we all know
that's
that
not right.
Daryl is the face of horror because when you think horror,
he did do Boondock Saints. That was pretty horrifying. Okay, I didn't say that. That's not. Ollie said that.
Yes, I did. But I mean, at this point, the only direction they could really go with that franchise is up. And
It can't go any farther down.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. If
didn't they release a new movie a year or two ago?
I don't remember.
I think so.
I know the original Silent Hill movie was pretty decent.
I remember they released a new movie, not the first movie, but a second movie, or maybe even a third. I don't know. A year or two ago, and then it was on DVD the next month.
Of course.
I kind of wish they'd start with a new IP. I think Silent Hill's kind of at this point. It's just unless it has the typical classic Silent Hill cliches, where it's just like crappy controls and just really stupid looking enemies.
Well, I mean,
just really confusing storylines. I don't know.
Well, I think this is why people are interested, because you've got
because they're diehard Silent Hill fans, and then it's being directed by two people that are famous, and then you have the famous person starring.
I don't think there are that many diehard Silent Hill fans. I mean, I'm not a diehard Silent. Yeah. I've only beaten Silent Hill 2. Like Silent Hill 1, when I first played it, I was too young, and that was just not okay with me. You know, I was like, I can't do this.
Sure.
But like, I'm really interested, because if just the quality of that teaser, if that is representative of what we can expect minimum in the Silent Hill game, I think it'll be really good.
That's probably going to be what you can expect from any current gen console as well, too.
No, I mean, I'm not talking about
just quality,
just actual quality of the atmosphere, the environment, the situations, the puzzles.
Well, sure, that can be a very easy thing to do in most horror settings, which a lot of companies that do horror games seem to always lose track of in the horror settings, like Resident Evil. Like, look what that's turned into. Look, like Dead Space. The last one was pretty much
that's why people are excited.
I got here. Silent Hill Revelation 3D came out in 2012.
Of course, 3D.
Has a 5.1 rating on IMDb.
That high?
That's being modest, isn't it?
But I mean,
now here's my issue with it, is that the Silent Hill series is historically known for having a very muddled story. Like, you don't know what exactly is happening. You don't know why you're there. I feel
Same for Metal Gear.
Exactly. Which no, not for Metal Gear. We're coming full circle to why this is going to be stupid. It's going to be something like that. It's going to be a decent setting and all that stuff. But then you get to the end, and there's going to be a damn 5-hour explanation for Silent Hill, why you're there, what you did, why all those creatures are there.
Nanomachines.
Looking at all the other ones, like look at this, like, well, I was in a car accident, or I spoiler alert for a decade-old game, I smothered my wife, or my kids are dead, or blah blah. I got problems, and then it's just like,
I'm not gonna play the game now. You spoil it for me.
Good. I saved you several hours of blotchy, unviewable.
The thing is,
but then it's gonna be like, it'll be like this guy just standing there having some sort of inner dialogue, like, I shot a guy, and all those marionettes with TVs for their heads were representative of my dead mother, and then this pile of meat that looks like human centipede was representative of my wife, who I abused because I'm an alcoholic, and that's why it lit on fire. And then Kojima's gonna sit there and be like,
"Did you write?"
He does a little smug Kojima face, like, "You write game." I swear, there's gonna be a DLC, and people are gonna eat it up. It's gonna be Kojima in that stupid Driven or whatever Drive movie jacket he's wearing. He'll be like, he'll just run around. All of his lines will just be him trying to kind of like barf out English.
No, I mean, but like, seriously, I think I'm the only one that actually saw that PT teaser. Like, no, I don't think either of you guys.
I didn't watch it because I don't care about horror.
It was really well made. I think it is honestly the best.
The only bit I watched was my friend Trevor.
Yes.
He's been on the show before. He posts up a short video of him and his friend playing it, and his friend's literally hiding behind the couch. And then he opens the door, walks a little bit, he's like looking around, he turns around, and then like this chick just pops out of nowhere and kills him, and then you hear something that sounds like crunching, and then maybe she pees on him or something. I don't know what that sound was. That was it. I thought.
Wow, that's quite the amazing.
I don't think that happens.
I can't wait to play a game where it feels like I'm being peed on.
I don't think it's there's.
I just thought it was funny because Trevor's friend's hiding behind the couch.
But like,
I can't watch gameplay videos like that because I'm just so sick and tired of people saying we're gonna play this game, and it's them just standing in the corner of the screen screaming at all the reaction stuff. I don't care. I want to see the gameplay. I don't want to see someone like shrieking at the TV screen. I get it. It's scary. Just stop being a TV character.
And that's what I saw. I saw just the gameplay. I didn't have, like, this person didn't have their mic on or a camera on or anything. So just the sound quality and like just the scenario, and they just put you into that game blindly. They just like, okay, like, you have like the start screen and the controls, and there you go. Like, that's all you could really do. You could change the volume of things, but
can you think of another scary game that does that, Ollie? Is it something where you have to go spend the night with a
Oh.
few of your best friends that you might not be ready for?
No. Well,
That might be another discussion in a few minutes here,
but I mean, like that's like, I don't know. I just think it was the most well made horror like game that I've ever seen. So I'm just, a lot of people after they've finally got the chance to download that and play it, they're like, I'm excited because it was really that well done.
I just don't care for horror, so I don't know.
yeah, I just can't wait for it to come out as an actual game and be a giant letdown like most Silent Hill stuff. But we'll see. We shall see. You Reich.
Well, let's move on.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Speaking of Norman Reedus and Walking Dead, moving on and talk about the Walking Dead game. So this was an announcement that they had a trailer.
Mm-hmm.
That trailer was terrible. It was like it was visually minimalistic. It was like mainly audio. So the trailer was like absolutely nothing.
Conceptual trailer.
Yeah.
They're working on it.
Yay.
Like you see a wall and a door, and then like you see some shadows, and then blood splatters on it because the guy blows his brains out. And then you see Robert Kirkman standing there with Lucille from the Walking Dead comics. I thought this was gonna be The Walking Dead, like based off the show, because the way how the title looks, the logo, because the logos for the show and the comic are different.
Mm-hmm.
If you're familiar with either of those two, it looked more like the show's logo than the comics logo. But I guess it's supposed to be based off the comics.
Yeah.
Because they also mentioned Skyline Comics, and Robert Kirkman's there with Lucille, and he basically says, hey, this is the co-op game that Walking Dead fans have been wanting. It's made by the team that made Payday 2, which is Overkill, and Starbreeze. And so basically, if you're not familiar with Payday 2, it is basically Left 4 Dead but robbing banks. So since they're putting zombies in, this is going to be like Left 4 Dead but robbing banks. See what I did there? I'm hilarious.
I get it.
Yeah.
I'm not laughing, but I get it.
I'm amazing.
Well, if it's gonna be like that, I certainly hope that the multiplayer pans out a lot better than Payday 2's does, because man, people haven't just ever said on the show before, but people just suck. Like in multiplayer, they're
people
are just jerks.
The thing I hate about the multiplayer or just in general about Payday 2 was the way how the game.
You have to unlock the thing and then.
It's designed as if it was a pay-to-play or free-to-play. So that's what I'm saying.
So you're saying it turned into the most free-to-play, where you think it's free-to-play, but it turns out it's going to suck.
Well, like it's a combination of both free-to-play and you have to pay to have the game.
Yeah, you have to pay the
so the game's $30, and then when you start playing, you have to unlock everything as if it's a free-to-play game.
Yes.
So it's disgusting.
Well, I mean, if you're going to play it in the long run, then maybe it gives you something to do. Like I don't know if their thought process is behind it, but sometimes it seems like that's just a way to make a game seem longer.
Okay, if this is like the only game that you're gonna be playing with your friends, like if you're a teenager, and you can only afford one game, and you get your friends to buy Payday 2,
well, you're gonna be playing the crap out of it
you'll be
because you're
playing
not gonna get anything otherwise.
But if you're like, anything else, if you're a guy that wants to play a shooter with your friends, you're like, okay, how come I can't buy any of these things in the store? What's going on? Like,
well, then what's necessarily wrong with doing that, where you have to work to unlock stuff? Because it's something where you just want the game to hand you everything.
No, you have to work to unlock it to be able to get it.
Yeah.
So like a level up system kind of thing.
No. You okay?
I think I'm failing to see what you're.
Have you played Payday 2?
Why would I?
Okay. Basically, you get a mission. All right. Once you complete a mission, there's only so much money you can get out of that mission depending on the difficulty.
Right.
You get that money, and you also unlock something from the store. Okay, it's like a gun or an attachment to that gun. Okay. You unlock the ability to buy that thing in the store. So now that thing is now available in the store. So before, the store is empty. You have to
Okay.
unlock individually the things to buy in the store. And now you have to use that money to unlock the things in the store.
And
Not only that, but you use your money to level up your character as well. You have to buy upgrades with that money. So the same money you're using to buy stuff in the store that you're unlocking, you're using that money to unlock upgrades so that you can get more things to buy from the store, because certain things in the store can only be bought by certain characters that have skills unlocked. Like there is like levels and levels and layers and layers and layers
meta
of
stuff going on.
unlocking.
Well, I mean, aside from the perspective of just the multiplayer online grind, I really don't see a problem with that. It sounds like a better system than Battlefield Hardline because, well, you don't want to play Battlefield
I mean,
Hardline in the first place,
it's
but
the money is like skill points.
so it
and,
sounds like it
you
just bothers you two that it does this.
No,
I
it
mean,
bothers
like,
other people. That's why it's not going.
I
It's
don't hear
not
them
doing
complaining
well.
about it. I mean, we're sitting right here right now to hear you guys shouting about it, but I mean,
It
doesn't seem like it's that big of a deal to me. If
hours
you just,
and hours. Like,
and
I
if you want
play-
to play it, then why is that going to be a bother? Like, if you
And
wanna
that's why
play the
people
game,
stopped
it's not gonna
playing
be-
it.
Well, then the people just didn't want it that badly.
Like I played it for like I don't know 10, 15 or so hours, and I felt like I was getting nowhere. Like you can see your progression on the skill tree, and I was still close to the bottom.
I think the real issue here is that you're not seeing the real purpose, and it's showing you that crime does not
And
pay.
not only
at
that,
all.
but like I had to pretty
It's
much.
showing you that you should not do this
Yeah.
stuff because it's never going to pay out, and you're always going to end up with a goofy mask on your face, bleeding out next to some doofus who won't help pick
Like
you
I
up.
had to keep playing the same missions over and over again, just because the harder missions are way too hard to do without
Getting
these
good.
upgrades. Yeah.
Of course.
Well, you need upgrade. Like okay, you need an upgrade to
Upgrade.
carry so much money on you. You need an upgrade to grab things faster. You need an upgrade to like hack the cameras. You know, they're like you cannot do certain things without these upgrades, but you cannot get these upgrades without playing these levels over and over and over just to get the money to get those upgrades so you can even do these things. Like it was just layers and layers and layers stacked of upgrades. It's broken. It's set up
He's
like
right.
it's set up like a free-to-play game. That's how a free-to-play game should be set up. Not a game that you pay and then it's like, okay, now I have to like do more grinding just to get the stuff that I want.
Yeah, because like in free-to-play games, you have like boosters and stuff like that. That game feels like it was designed like a free-to-play game without the boosters.
You both sound very passionate about this, and that's okay. I will respect your opinions, but okay.
Walking Dead
Good job.
by Overkill.
Walking Dead by yelling for the last 10
Okay,
minutes.
next thing, Metal Gear
Hey,
Solid
hey.
5 is on Steam.
Woo!
Why?
Because people like video games.
Why? No, they.
Moving on.
What is wrong with you?
Yeah,
Why would people like things?
Why would
Liking things is for
I said video games?
dummies.
Video games.
Liking anything. How dare you?
Video games.
What's wrong with you?
I love video games.
Moving on.
You make me
I
sick.
don't even know what this next thing is.
Oh, Torn, did you look
No.
at that at all?
No.
Torn looked pretty cool. It was it looked very ICO, ICO. You know that the game
Ico.
that yeah no Eco.
Irritating stick.
We're gonna fight.
I have no opinion on this because I've no like I don't. I saw they showed gameplay footage of Rhyme and that is sort of like
Okay,
eco.
so imagine Eco,
I'm imagining Ico.
and there you go. That
Okay.
is
Okay.
that's this game Torn. It looked pretty cool.
Moving on.
And I'm pretty sure they even mentioned that they're inspired by Eco to make this game. Like if you look at it, like it's very the way how the character glows kind of looks the same as how the girl glowed, and just the environment looked very similar.
Some
and-
artistic style.
yeah,
and stuff
so
like
I mean it looks pretty cool.
that. Anyway.
I'm excited for it. The last game I put on here is Tearaway Unfolded, because when I was watching this trailer, it reminded me how much I really liked Tearaway on the Vita. It had like really great music and very charming game, and it looks like they're doing that again with PS4. It does not look like the same game. Some people are like, "Oh man, I can't wait to finally play this game. I'm glad that they're bringing it over," and some people are like, oh, ha ha ha, PS4 has no games. They gotta bring some crappy Vita game over. It's not the same game.
That must have been Patrick.
Oh, I'd never say anything.
This is like for anyone who has played Tearaway, you know, the whole way through, and you watch this trailer, they have clearly different levels. Have you played Tearaway?
No.
I'll let you borrow it. You know, I think I got it.
I can't.
Why?
Because like you can't game share the same way that you can for PS2 that you can on
I
video games.
think I have the physical game.
Oh.
I'm pretty sure I have the physical.
No,
game.
I don't have them borrowed. Then okay.
Yeah.
Let me borrow it then.
Why don't you let him borrow it?
Sure.
Okay.
But yeah, it's a pretty cool game, and this looks like it's a sequel, I guess. I guess that's what you want to call it. They didn't say it's a sequel, but the levels look different, so I'm assuming it's a sequel.
A spiritual successor.
Yes, spiritual
same
successor.
name.
So I'm excited for it.
It looks cool.
Yeah.
I'm excited for you.
You guys, anything else on Gamescom before we move on?
Nope. I think we spent enough time on that.
All right.
I still haven't watched it, so that's that, I suppose.
All right. So let's talk about gaming news. News that's outside of Gamescom, since there's, Gamescom was pretty much news. First one I really want to talk about was Robin Williams. This isn't exactly game related, but he was an entertainer and he did like video games himself. So, I really wanted to talk about, Robin Williams.
He was a Zorldo fan.
Yeah, you want to start screen sharing the news articles now? Yeah, one thing that's many people know him, as far as tied with video games is, he named his daughter Zelda because he really liked The Legend of Zelda. So, I guess that's a way to tie him in with video games. But it was pretty sad that, that's the one. No?
No. Okay.
Yeah, you had it right the first time.
Okay.
Okay.
Nailed it.
Why is there a naked woman on the side?
That's why I was wanting to change it.
Okay.
Next one.
Are you sure that's what I'm doing?
Yeah.
We can roll with that, but I don't know if you want it.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to. It's just,
Why is there a naked guy on the side?
that's John Cena.
He's naked.
That's WrestleMania 2K15.
Why are his breasts acceptable and not hers?
Yeah, stop this gender inequality.
So, anyways,
moving on.
Robin Williams. For the younger generations, like if you're, 15, 14, whatever, you're probably not, as impacted by this as, people of our generation, grew up during the 90s. That
With Flubber.
The 90s were so
you
much
pick
better.
the dumbest movie.
Man, no. Flubber.
Hey, it was like living rubber. You watched your mouth.
Exactly.
We're about to come to blows over Flubber. First confirmed.
That's the
fight
first
about
movie you
Flubber
picked.
on your
though.
fist?
That's
a win. That's a win
the
right there.
first movie you
Flubber
picked,
night.
Flubber.
Friday night Flubber
Come
fights.
on.
I like this.
You could have picked Aladdin, Mrs. Doubtfire.
But Aladdin, he wasn't the main character.
And
he
that
was
wasn't-
he was a supporting character.
That wasn't
wa-
actually Robin Williams. That was a genie
Yeah,
voiced
exactly.
by Robin Williams.
God.
That's not that genie's real voice, right?
I hate you.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Anyway.
As we already know, everyone's already heard that, he took his own life. They're tying it with depression, and his wife also mentioned that he was in early stages of what's called Parkinson's disease, which could have probably made his depression worse.
Oh, I didn't
Some
know
of his close friends were saying that lately he was not even leaving his bedroom. He would be sleeping all day, and when he'd wake up, he'd still feel exhausted.
telltale signs of depression.
Yeah, and in the past,
I didn't know he had Parkinson's.
She said they revealed that yesterday,
Oh.
and she said that it was early stages. Also, he's had drug problems in the past. He's mentioned that he did cocaine and
Cocaine's a heck of a drug.
yeah, and basically what got him off drugs was when he had kids and he realized, okay, this is where I got to stop. But I mean, depression, man. He must have felt really, really low.
Well,
To be 63 years old, 63, you'd expect somebody to like.
No, depression it actually strikes elderly people a lot more than people think. I mean, it's not as I'm not trying to say advertised. It's not as much discussed because when an old person takes their life, it's like, oh, they're old anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's the sad truth of it. People say that, but depression hits old people, the elderly, more than it does young people.
But I mean, like what I'm saying is like he must have felt extremely low to like feel that, okay, I'm gonna leave all these people in my life.
I mean, isn't that typical of all suicide?
Yeah, that's typical of most depression stuff. Right? It'd be safe to assume that depression happens everywhere. You can't really like bracket it off any group. It's something that happens. It's a part of a lot of people's lives.
I mean, I understand what you mean, but like
But you're making it sound like it's okay.
No, I'm not saying it's okay.
I'm saying he's feeling really low, and you're like, oh,
No. I'm saying that it's a more serious issue because it encompasses a lot more people than we think. It encompasses, like. People don't recognize this issue that much,
Not to mention there's
and that's what I'm saying.
Stigma
I'm
involved,
saying that it is a serious issue, and like
he was also saying it was a serious issue, but he was going about it in a really roundabout way. But.
Yeah, and you're like completely ignoring what I'm saying. I was saying that when someone's depressed, they do feel extremely low. Like you.
I know.
Well, can I just say that this seems entirely too depressing? I think it's sad that he's gone.
Yeah.
We all know that there are obviously ways that you can, if you feel like you have issues with this, you can talk to someone without being, you don't get that stigma associated because, if you have friends you can talk to, they shouldn't judge you for things like that. Or you can get professional help through, government programs or even just local programs. I mean, I don't know. So I feel like it's this topic has already been pretty well just pounded into the ground. Like it's unfortunate, but.
Yeah, I feel like it's a very important issue to address. I mean, like when I was working on my capstone project, which is Beware the Bully, I was talking with you before I started making the game. If you recall, I was saying, hey, I'm trying to think of what I want this game to be, and I mentioned to you, I want
something about depression.
Yeah, that was like one of the first ideas I had for the game to like be like a anti-depression, or not anti-depression, but like something to help people with depression realize, hey, you get some help, and you shouldn't.
To come at things from a different perspective.
But then I eventually decided I'm going to do anti-bullying instead because I mean,
frankly, it's easier to do.
Yeah, it's easier to do, and a lot of people who get bullied also, lead into depression.
I would have made a game called Beware the Beatus, where you run away from a gigantic Wilford Brimley who tries to turn you into a Wilford Brimley, and all of your friends are little pieces of healthy candy alternatives and snack options, and you can't really run or jump because I can't.
Because you can't.
Well. I can't very well. I'm not gonna make some superhero game out of it. It's not lethargic. I'm just lazy. Okay.
What's happening?
The train has gone all the way off the rails. But I don't know. I just feel like it's not really appropriate to talk about his death as much as it has been. Again, like if you got problems, you can talk to people about it. You can get help. It's everywhere. And again, most people will not judge you differently for it.
Yeah, I mean, like recently, I was feeling really depressed. Like especially, I was looking at the fact that I have no job. I still have no job. And I'm getting no, job interviews. I'm, at home all day. And for a while, I'm just sitting at home doing absolutely nothing. I feel like I'm doing nothing. I don't feel like doing anything because I'm not doing anything. And it's like this constant cycle of like,
Yeah.
just crap on top of crap.
Yeah.
And like what I eventually did,
you get into the point where you reaffirm your own position.
Yeah.
You know.
And then
it just gets worse and worse.
I started becoming more active lately. Going to the gym more often, and just doing things outdoors. Paintballing, stuff like that. And I feel like that helped me a lot. Just cleared my head. Getting myself out there doing stuff, and that really helped me. Just get out of that dark place that you don't really want to be in. But like back to Robin Williams though, like I it's just really sad with him because it's like that line from the Watchmen that you pulled out and put on Facebook.
Yep.
The clown who pretty much goes to the doctor saying that he's depressed and he needs something prescribed to him to make him feel better, and the doctor's like, hey, check out Great Clown Palaccini, he's in town tonight, and he's like, but doctor, I am Great Clown Palaccini.
Great Clown Pagliacci.
Yeah, it's like an older Shel Silverstein poem about the clown who does all those jokes to people, and then he turns around and then no one's laughing at him. Then as soon as he turns around and starts talking about how terrible his life is, everyone just turns around and starts laughing.
Very small image.
What in the world?
It's a very small image.
No. Click on the.
Oh.
No, you clicked on the wrong one.
Clicked on the wrong one.
You click on the number. The number there.
Oh, I did not know that.
You didn't not know that?
No, that's
Google
pretty cool.
Image search.
Yeah, buddy.
Yeah, so, I mean, he was an entertainer. People like on Reddit left and right are talking about how, I came from a funeral one day and we ended up going, our uncle died and we're coming back from a funeral. We stopped by a donut shop just to try to make ourselves feel better. And we see Robin Williams, and he notices that we're all sad and dressed up, and he comes to talk to us and cheers us up, and things like that. And like, you see the movie Patch Adams, and that's basically what he was doing in that movie. Like, he's going around to sick people who are depressed and trying to make them feel better with humor. And the one who goes around trying to help others with humor has his own dark place and needs help himself.
That seems to be common with a lot of comedians. It's just I mean, if you look at people like Jim Carrey, he had suffered from depression for a long time. I think he still does. And people see him as this crazy guy that does all these. Somebody stop me! Yeah, he does the mask and all sorts of things, and but it seems like people like comedians often use comedy as ways to, it's sort of how like people play video games for escapism.
Yeah.
It seems like comedy's used the same way for these guys. So it's just, I don't know. It sucks.
Yeah, I mean, like I really liked watching his stuff as a kid. I feel like his work in the 80s and 90s were pretty much like his prime, as far as his best work, and that's when I was growing up, watching his things. And not only was he funny, but like a lot of his movies that he was in had it was more than just being funny. Like he had some like important moral issues and stuff like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I mean, it's just really sad to see him go away.
Yeah.
But I mean, this article you have up here with he's being memorialized in World of Warcraft.
Yes.
You want to switch to no.
Switch to this.
Yeah. There you go. Yeah, so this article we have up here, he's actually being memorialized in World of Warcraft. Some World of Warcraft players they made a petition saying, hey, he was a World of Warcraft player. How about you guys, make some kind of like a NPC that's, the likeness of Robin Williams to, memorialize him. And Blizzard was pretty much like, hey, we're already on it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And also, his daughter, Zelda Williams, she bring up the other thing. Okay, so she is doing a live stream on Twitch, playing video games, and the money that she is, fundraising is going to go towards St. Jude Hospital, to, pretty much in his honor.
Yeah.
And she's already raised 18,000, almost 19,000 of her, 5,000 was her goal.
Yeah.
So that's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, it's definitely sad. That's my thoughts. You guys want to add anything?
Nothing hasn't already been said before.
Yeah.
All right.
I think you hit the nail on the head.
So let's move on. Let's talk about something amazing. No, it's not amazing. Let's talk about GameStop.
It's GameStop catching up with the market right here.
Yeah, GameStop is increasing their trade-in values, and basically, I did not know this, but basically they had like 10 different prices for trade-ins previously.
Yes.
I didn't know this. This is news to me
Mm-hmm.
because I never. I mean, I just knew they gave you like 3 cents for anything you trade in. But basically, they're changing it from 10 different prices to 4 different prices, and they are, it says here, increasing the buyback payment by 20%, which I'm not really too sure what that means.
They're increasing the value by the trade-in value by 20%.
For like, as far as like each individual item, or like,
yes, each
or the
item.
average price, or
Because the thing is, other companies are offering more for trade-in prices,
Yeah.
so they're trying to be more competitive by increasing their buyback,
Mhm.
amounts.
And this starts August 18th, but from what I recall, what Adam told me is that here that the reason why GameStop is doing this is because GameStop claims that their customer, like a certain percentage of their customers, don't even know that they allow trade-ins.
No, I think that's no.
That's just
That's clearly not true.
yeah. Who does not know?
No, they just don't want to. They don't want to admit that they're being stomped by places like Target and Walmart and Best Buy.
Amazon.
Yeah, because all those places offer much more than GameStop has been for years now. Well,
And you
actually,
have-
Best Buy and Target has been more recent.
And you have websites like 99 Gamers and Leap Trade, in
Yeah.
which it bypasses all the, like
Just the whole middleman.
yeah, the whole middleman, and just like you strip trade with other people.
Yeah.
And basically somebody will give you like virtual coins, and you send them your game, and then you use your virtual coins to get somebody else's
Yeah.
game.
That's interesting.
Yes.
So,
I think it's about time.
all right,
on.
yeah, move on. Let's talk about Madden real quick, or not more EA Access.
EA Access.
Yeah.
EA Access has claimed its first victim.
Bum bum bum.
Bum bum bum.
And his name's John Madden.
John Madden.
Where's John Madden?
Madden NFL 15 won't be playable for early. Well, they won't have a playable demo unless you pay for the EA Access. Let's see what this update says. What does this update say?
So basically, EA has.
Oh.
I mean, they've had for the past 10 years at least. They've had a demo of Madden
Yes.
NFL, and this is the first year that they will not have a demo.
But you get it for early access if you get EA Access. It's like 6 days early or something like that. Apparently, EA says it's because they wanted to put more focus on putting 100% effort into their game as opposed to demo. But I think no.
And this is exactly what you said about the whole paywall thing.
Yes, I did say this last time.
Like 2 weeks ago.
Yes, I said exactly this.
So yeah, it's pretty much everything's coming true.
Yes, I'm a
Unfolding.
wizard.
So you're a wizard now, Harry.
Well, you are a wizard, but I don't know. I think this is an odd game to do this with, only because with Madden, you can sit there and say, "Oh, it's over paywalls and all," but with Madden, people are gonna buy it. Like, if they want it, they're gonna buy it. You just know
Yeah,
that.
but
Like, they're not gonna if they
They're
plug
gonna
it.
do that for the other games.
Yeah,
as well, too.
that's the
Exactly.
thing.
Well, they're gonna play the well, then this is a bad place to start with the paywall stuff or whatever you're talking about. But with this, it's like you know. People are going to buy Madden. Like, the demo's not even going to matter. People are going to get the demo and say, "This is the worst game I've ever played. I'll take 3 copies of it." And it's like who cares how bad it is? You're going to buy it anyway.
Yeah, but like, the point isn't Madden though. The point is
they're doing this with their games.
Yeah.
already.
Right. So then it's a bad thing that it's like they're going to say, like, "Oh, we're going to start it with this game here." It's because they darn well know.
I mean, like,
that
it's like next thing, it's like, okay, they're gonna be doing Dead Space and Mass Effect.
they're not going to be doing another Dead Space. They killed Dead Space. That's, at least in my dreams, they killed Dead Space.
I think they're gonna keep doing Dead Space until, like, I don't know.
I guess
whenever.
they do need a third person.
They've invested too
over
much
the
in
cover.
Dead Space making. First of all, they made how many games? Like 5, 6 games or so.
3 main games.
I mean,
and
there's
one
one on the
game.
Wii. There's
a
one.
rail shooter.
Yeah.
That hacking puzzle game
Yeah.
thing.
Probably something for a smartphone. But
And they had like 2 or 3 animated movies. They had a couple comics, probably a book.
Anyway,
Yeah, I think they invested too much to not keep running
good
Dead
luck.
Space into the ground.
They shut down the studio that was making it. So good luck with that.
Jim Ryan from PlayStation there was an interview with him, and someone specifically asked him about the EA access, and he, and they were like, "Is it because you believe, that other manufacturers will be doing this sort of thing as well, where they'll try to lock their games behind a, paywall?" And he said, I don't want to. He basically didn't want to burn any bridges, but he basically said, he doesn't want these publishers to start locking everything behind paywalls. So, and I mean, it's like you said. I mentioned this 2 weeks ago that they're going to start putting these things. You want to get this game, you have to get our service, and it's.
They're already doing that now with the online stuff, where it's like you need to enter a code to do online play for a lot of stuff. And if you don't get that, if you buy the game secondhand, you have to go and buy the.
Do companies still do that? The online codes.
I think
Depending on the game.
PlayStation did it for a little bit, then they stopped.
I think they stopped.
They stopped. I know they did. I think EA stopped as well because they were getting flack for it. I don't know about Activision and Call of Duty.
I'm pretty sure they stopped.
No, they don't have it. They've never had a code for it, but they've had like little. I mean, it's never been like you can pretty much jump in and play the game. It's never been like straight up. You have to pay to start the game online.
Yeah, I don't think anyone does that anymore though.
Yeah. Let's wrap it up.
Yep.
Let's wrap it up. If you have anything to add as far as news or any of these topics that we mentioned, any Gamescom things that interested you that we did not mention ourselves, or if you want any any topics you want us to talk about, any questions, write in to podcast@outofcontinues.com. We are open to your feedback. Podcast@outofcontinues.com. So,
Keep an open mind.
So, let's wrap up the show. Gonna give a shout out to Nathan Becker, also known as Ectogemia. That's spelled ECTOGEMIA. Ectogemia. Facebook.com/Ectogemia. SoundCloud.com/Ectogemia. He wrote the intro song for Out of Continues that you heard if you are listening to the MP3. If you're watching the YouTube, unfortunately, you do not hear the music, but you do if you're listening to the MP3. And also, I'm gonna use some song from the the Beware the Bully soundtrack, which he also wrote himself. I'm gonna use that as the outro song. So shout out to Nathan Becker. Do you guys have any other shout outs other than I got nothing, Patrick?
Spay and neuter your kids.
Your kids?
That's all I got.
Your kids.
Your kids.
Thanks, Bob Barker.
I didn't stutter.
Your kids. Okay, Ali.
No shout outs.
No shout-outs. Rest in peace, Robin Williams.
Rip in pieces.
Rest in peace in pieces.
If you enjoy what you've been hearing, support us by liking us on Facebook, following us on Twitter, leave an iTunes review, please. Or you can contact by email, which is podcast@atticcontinues.com. All these can be found on the website, www.atticcontinues.com. I updated it recently. Slight update, nothing major. I put some icons on the side.
Yeah, buddy.
Makes the links a little more clear as to
navigation,
what they are.
better navigation.
Made navigation better. Or you can subscribe at youtube.com/atticcontinues. The video goes up on YouTube a little earlier than the MP3 goes up. MP3 goes up on Monday. We record before Monday, and an hour or two after recording, the video goes up. Yeah. So you can also give me a tweet. I'm at Sayed Stafa. That is at SAYEDSTAFA. At Sayed Stafa.
And then you could tweet at me, Ali. That is at Phosphor112. That is at PHOSPHOR112.
I don't have any shameless plugs. I don't.
Yeah, he does.
My Twitter's useless at this point.
I'd like to give a thank you to my guest hosts for joining me today.
To my hosts.
It's like
me.
We are Resident Evil 4 now. We are all pairs.
Ali.
So what's up? I mean, goodbye or thank you.
Patrick.
That was the worst outro I think I've heard in a long time.
No, you're gonna hear even worse one in a second.
And with that said, I'm your host, Stafa. Peace out, everybody.
That was pretty bad.
I wasn't done.
Oh, well.
I wasn't done. Peace out, everybody. I can't do it. I'm laughing. Peace out, everybody.
If we can't do it, it's a victory. It was almost a victory for us, Patrick.
No victory. It's
So close.
a victory
So close.
for Attic Continues listeners all around the world.
Around the world, around
All right,
the
stop.
world.
Stop.
What are you stopping? I'm just